Welcome back to Formula E Voltage.
Woo!
This is the home for the sport you now love. Yes. Becky, good to see you, Will.
Hi, mate.
Stephen. Oh, yeah, sure. Always the good start. This is where we watch electric street racing at its very best. Got a fantastic lineup for you this week, and it's race 2 of season 5 out there in Marrakesh. Good to have you guys as well.
Thanks for having me.
As always.
We're watching the whole show live from London here. And of course, you guys are going to be watching the race, but also giving away prizes.
That's what we do.
Aren't you lucky, honestly?
There's signed caps. You got some
Yes.
signed caps, which have also been signed by JJ and
Zerka,
Yeah.
big names.
Yeah,
Big names.
worthless, really.
yeah.
I'll style it now. Look at that.
Let's
Model.
Does actually look quite
probably take
good.
the card bit out.
No, mate. Hipster.
Yeah.
Right.
Anyway, more from these guys later as well. And of course, we will hear much more from them. You've got your time to be able to ask them questions. If you want to get into contact with anyone on the show today, then it's at FE Voltage and hashtag FE Voltage.
So we listened to some of your feedback from round 1, and we know that you guys wanted a little bit more serious race chat, which is why we have brought on board Scott Mitchell. Scott Mitchell, everybody. He is
Mitchell, brother.
fresh from Autosport and the knowledge on the show now. Scott, what have we learned? What is cracking? What did we get from round 1?
So we've got faster cars that can go twice the distance
Yep.
thanks to better powertrains, bigger batteries. We've got attack mode, so more overtaking, but we have a pecking order that's not quite established. We don't know who's quickest at the moment.
So it's all to play for.
Yes.
We've got 25 minutes until the race starts. So before that, let's go back to the lovely guests. Boys,
Thank you.
smiley faces over there.
It is. There's a lot of smiley faces.
I'm enjoying this.
It's also, I've noticed that my script's been annotated by Stephen and Will before we actually started the show. It says at this point, it genuinely says Stephen and Will kiss.
And that was Will.
Yeah.
I never heard that one before. So you stitched us right up there.
No, seriously though, you two are YouTubers. For those people who are watching who don't know at home, that you enjoy yourselves on YouTube. You make a lot of funny videos around
Yeah.
the internet.
Oh, there was this
Stephen,
going.
you make videos. Genuinely though, if you want to see a VT or a little video of what Stephen does,
let's
this
watch what you
is
do.
exactly what Stephen Tries does for a living.
Oh, yes,
would be
please. Hello.
Yeah, let's get Stephen watching his own video.
Stephen.
This is what I do most evenings, to be fair.
Really?
Jamie.
Yeah, made a lovely diss track about two fellas, and they took it brilliantly, and we'll say no
Oh,
more.
did you?
Yeah. You do a lot of rapping stuff though, don't you? Does it take you long to come up with
Yeah,
the
I
raps?
do, mate.
He just rewords the other ones.
Yeah.
Yeah, thank you, Will. But I do leave my house, so that's one not amazing.
Very true, very true.
Look at that.
Your house or your mum's?
Yeah, my mum's.
Being a hipster in the video there.
Yeah,
Yeah.
to my roots. Oh, this is me in a car, relevant to today, guys.
Now this is a clip of Stephen driving because we went on a track day as a group. We worked together, and genuinely, I've never seen someone drive
Yeah.
so slow on a track
We all
day.
went there, and we all wanted to come home, all right? Some of us had families to go to. There's rules, Laurence.
Yeah, it's a good point. But at the same time, it was genuinely slow, wasn't it?
Yeah, it was a waste of money.
Slowest
I had
speed wins the race.
Thank you, yeah. And it wasn't a race. You know, it's just an experience.
Well, that was quite literally a race at one point. So yeah. And of course, if you don't know WillNE has got over 2 million subs. You just passed that. Actually. Congratulations.
Somehow, yep, got that KSI cheat to get us to the end.
No, it was good.
Sorted,
Though.
Yeah,
Yeah,
got
yeah.
that.
But here are some other videos of what Will
here
does.
we
Well
go.
worth a look.
Am I going to get stitched up too?
I don't know. There you are. You applied to be on I'm a Celebrity.
Yes, do you like those graphics? I tried really hard on that video. Oh my God. Who's done this? Who's responsible for this VT?
I feel like your
Neil
mum's
in the
gonna burst
gallery.
in.
Okay. Oh, it's that 360 camera. You didn't. Oh, that's us at Formula E.
So
Will
we
in
went
Paris.
to Formula E last year in Paris. That was fantastic.
We went to Paris
Or
twice.
as the
together.
French say,
Very romantic.
home.
You really enjoyed that. That was a lap in the safety car.
That was good fun.
Oh, that's a big helmet.
Bruno in the front of the car. Yeah.
Was it?
Bruno Pereira, yeah.
Oh, wow.
Bruno.
Oh, you've been spotting up.
No, I did actually just say hi to him a couple of times. He seemed so nice around the track. Yeah.
That's lovely, mate.
Good. What did you think of Formula E last year? What was your experience like
It's good
there?
fun. It was such a close track. It's just so different than any real other form of like motorsport. So
Yeah.
It's quite nice to experience. It was completely different.
Yeah, I really enjoyed that. You can almost put your arm out and touch, and you shouldn't.
No.
But you can almost put your arm out and touch the cars
Yeah.
as they go by, because you're right in the city streets. It's really good. And of course, there was a clip of you there on the track. But last year we
car.
took you for a birthday surprise on a track as well.
Yes.
True. You were a very good driver that day, but on that very same day, there was a Newcastle legend who wished you happy birthday, son. We based our first competition around that.
Wow.
Oh, I see.
So for the guys at home, You can win any of these caps. See these lovely caps on Stephen?
One of them may be slightly sweatier than the others.
Yeah. Which Newcastle United legend tweeted Will saying "Happy birthday, son"? Was A. Kieran Dyer, B. Alan Shearer, or C. Stephen Taylor?
Oh, God.
Tweet us with the answers at FE Voltage with the hashtag FE Voltage, and you could be randomly selected to win one of these.
I can't keep this on.
I can.
It looks great though.
There we go. Me and we've modelled it. Yeah.
You're not really a cap guy, but Stephen is. Look at him.
Well, I am now, apparently, yeah.
Yeah. You do look good though.
He
Stop
looks
it,
better
guys.
in a bucket hat, I'd say.
What car do you drive on a daily basis?
A 981 Cayman. I got it in August.
That's a Porsche
Yes.
for people like me.
Yeah.
It's
really
it's this Street 6 that I wanted. They made the new one, the 4-cylinder with the turbo, and it just ruined the sound of it. So
God.
stuck with that.
We've all had that problem, haven't we?
Yeah.
And Stephen, what about you?
I tend to go for my mum's Mini Cooper.
Right.
You know, it's smooth on the streets. And it looks cool as I go by.
Yeah.
Sat in the passenger seat. Yeah, thank you, Laurence.
Yeah.
Thanks for asking me that.
It's good. BMW, of course.
Yeah.
Yeah, well worth a look. Well, there will be those of you at home who are wondering what is going on and why am I watching this show? Well, the reason you're watching is because it's Formula E, and you might want to know what Formula E is. So this video will let you know everything that you need to know all about this fantastic sport.
Gonna pay attention.
Yeah.
Flat out, go flat out.
22 of the world's best racing drivers, 11 top teams, and 12 famous cities across 5 continents. Formula E is the world's first top-level, fully electric racing series and the fastest-growing motorsport on the planet.
And he's gone for it, locks up the front 2 tyres.
This year's brand new Gen 2 cars all have the same chassis, the same tyres, and the same 250 kilowatt battery. The bigger battery means no car changes and more flat-out racing from start to finish. These new cars can go 0 to 60 in 2.8 seconds and can hit nearly 180 miles per hour. The races, known as E-Prix, happen on city streets and last 45 minutes plus 1 lap. And there can only be one winner. Harnessing the power of social media, 5 drivers get fan boost through online voting. This gives them a sustained burst of extra juice during the race. On top of that, there's a brand new power-up for this season, Attack Mode. Drivers collect extra power by going off the racing line through an activation zone, guaranteeing more overtakes. So look out for the halo lighting up blue. Here comes trouble. That is Formula E.
Well, it really is an exciting form of motorsport, isn't it? All electric street racing, and that new Gen 2 car, Scott. Talk me through it. I mean, it's just so much to see.
Well, first of all, it's obviously visually very impressive. I remember when they were we hadn't seen pictures yet, but we were being told it was sort of Batmobile inspired. And then actually, when you see it, oh my God, like it looks like no other car. It's a proper Formula E car, so that's awesome. But there's some substance to the style as well. So you've got a car that's much faster. You've got a car that creates a load of downforce with a big rear diffuser. So the performance has been massively upped as well as the style.
I think they've gone to town with it, and I absolutely love it. It makes it so much more exciting when you see that thing coming down, sounding like a jet plane.
Yeah, and also when you look at it and you go, OK, that's a Formula E car. It's not like, oh, it looks like something else. It's proper.
Yeah. And the track, Marrakesh, it's quite a fast one, this one, isn't it? Tricky track conditions last time. In round 1, we had a bit of sand on there, made it a bit tricky. And also now we've got the track up here for you guys to see. It's got some long straights, hasn't it?
Yeah, well, one of the good challenges about the Marrakesh circuit is, unlike some other Formula E tracks, there's not a slow, tight first corner.
Yeah.
It's quite a fast, sort of long left-hander, a bit dusty on the outside, so that's going to be tricky. And then you've got some long straights with big stopping zones at the end of them as well, so it's good for overtaking.
And that attack mode, turn 1, obviously, is where it's being placed this time. So you're really going to got to come off the racing line. That's going to cost people, and it's also going to be quite interesting for people trying to rejoin, especially with such a fast corner, right?
Yeah, well, I think this is a good example of where the attack mode zone can actually sort of come into its own as a strategic element, because it's on the outside of a fast corner, so that's going to be dusty and dirty offline. You're going to be tempted to brake later because you're turning into the corner later, but you're not going to have much grip when you get there, so it's going to be really difficult for the drivers to manage.
And what happened before with Marrakesh? I know that there's been a few little shunts here and there, but was it season 1 and 3?
So in seasons, so we've had 2 winners, and neither time we've the pole person's not gone on to win the race. So you know that it's
Interesting.
yeah. So qualifying fastest guarantees you absolutely nothing in Formula E, especially around Marrakesh, and it's the sort of track that catches out drivers when they're not maybe not paying attention is the wrong way to put it, but the walls come at you really quickly and the track tightens very quickly as well, so it is very challenging.
Absolutely. I mean, it's a packed day for you that don't know. It's got practice in there, we've got qualifying, we've got the race, and that's all happening in just a short amount of time. And what's been happening? We've got Bird on pole, haven't we? Our Brit boy's been moving up.
Yeah, I think it's good for Sam. It's good for the Virgin team as well because they've bounced back from a fairly disappointing first race where they're an Audi customer team. That's their powertrain, but they've sort of come back here. They've got ahead of last year's champion John-Eric Verne and championship leader Antonio Felix da Costa, who qualified third but has been bumped down to 6th on the grid.
Amazing. Well, I think we're actually going to be throwing to Saunders. He's out there in Marrakesh now. Saunders.
It's our hero on the ground. Saunders is out there.
There he is, what a cutie.
Cat amongst the pigeons.
Where is he? Oh, there he is.
Saunders, can you hear us out there?
Can you hear us?
Hi guys, how you doing?
Good, how are you?
Second race, here we are, live in Marrakesh. You probably won't see it on the camera, but behind my head right now is the absolute stunning Atlas Mountains. They're gorgeous. It's a bit of a hazy day, so you probably can't see them, so that's more for me, not so much for you. But more importantly than that, I've got John-Eric Verne right next to me now, ready to talk to you guys. Jeff, how you doing?
Not too bad. Yourself?
Yeah, mate, I'm good.
Marrakesh, it's sunny, a lot of people.
Do you know what's happening right now? This is the YouTube live show Voltage. It's the second time we've done it. We did it in Riyadh, now we're doing it now.
Nice. So like a lot of people watching right now?
Exactly.
Yeah.
So many.
Tell him we love his
Everybody?
haircut.
Tell him we love him. We've got someone in the studio supporting
You're
him
getting
today.
a lot of love for your haircut.
Oh, really?
Mostly from this guy.
Oh, nice. Thanks. So actually, I got to thank my sister then. Because she did it behind my back, but then I had no choice to cut it.
Yeah, for those of you that don't know,
Yeah, what happened?
there is a very good video of Jev where his sister snuck up at him and actually just sliced a bit back of his hair off, and you were forced to go fully shaved at that point, weren't you?
Otherwise, if I have a big hole behind, doesn't make any sense. So yeah, I had to do it, but that's
Saunders?
okay. Could have looked worse.
Saunders,
Maybe that's what's helped you go so fast today.
Saunders-
Extra aerodynamics with the streamlined hair.
Let's see that after the race. I can reply after it.
Tell us a little bit about the track.
trying to get in
Our
contact with
track is a
Saunders.
fast track. I think it's the fastest of
Saunders
the
is
year,
showman.
longest track also of the year. So it's a nice place to overtake, and we see how the race goes. But hopefully we're going to have a good pace and put on a good show.
You guys look incredibly quick in Riyadh, so I'm expecting the same today. Best of luck, mate. Appreciate it.
Thank you.
Well, there we go, guys. Jeff, he's there, second on the podium, on the pole position today. God, I can't talk today. Tell me what, this is a joke. Second on the grid today. Should expect big things from him. They were very, 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 very quick in Riyadh. Looked quick today so far as well. So expect big things. Sam Bird is on pole position, of course. So they seem to have fixed the problem that they had in the last race, which seems to have done the trick because he's on pole position and looks quick also.
What's the mood like out there, Saunders? How are people feeling out on the track? Is it different in this race now? Are people a little bit more relaxed?
It's a hard one to call. Riyadh was kind of different. It was the opening race of the season. There was a lot of new things, which obviously comes with the difficulties because you've got to prepare for a lot of things you don't know about. Attack mode being one of them because they realised how unpredictable it was. Now they've had a whole month pretty much to work on that strategy, work on data, work on the cars, come back strong, fighting for this weekend.
Yeah, he's doing well out there in Marrakesh. And I tell you again, if you follow him on Instagram, it's a ride. It's a really good ride.
Saunders, is there anyone interesting who's on the grid? Have we got any sort of celebrities out there, or is it kind of a quiet race, this one?
He's up there.
There are
Apart
some
from Saunders
celebrities
himself.
about, Becky. There are. I mean, I can't see them right now, but I know that Justin Theroux is here,
Wow.
which is quite cool.
Louis' cousin.
Who else we got? Liz Hurley's here actually.
Oh,
Really?
Liz.
Very cool. If you're, yeah.
Saunders, these kind of people that you just see around the VIP area randomly. You're sort of, you're having a little lunch and suddenly you look up and Liz Hurley's there.
I've heard the good hashtag games.
Try and get her in the. Get her in the
Sometimes.
Oh.
I'll have a look for her. I tell you what, if I see her, I'll shoot back and see if we can get a little chat with her. But I'm
All you need to do, Saunders, you just need to shout, Liz. She'll come over.
Liz!
Yeah.
Oh, someone just turned around. This is awkward.
Saunders, we will come back to you later. Thank you very much.
Sorry,
I love that.
Great.
Liz Hurley.
You don't know who
Liz Hurley's like a massive celebrity.
To be honest, I don't know either. I was hoping
Oh, right.
that's good.
Oh my goodness.
Liz Hurley's like the huge. I'll find you a photo of her while we.
If you don't know, Laurence, you don't know.
No,
That's
she's a
fine.
movie star. She's like a massive.
Yeah, she's
star,
huge.
yeah.
What
Did
a
she date Hugh Grant?
generic
Did she date
answer.
Hugh Grant? Beautiful.
Hugh Grant.
Amazing person.
We've all
Anyway,
dated Hugh.
You go from the fan favourites of Saunders and Jev out there. Absolutely fantastic work from those guys. But we've been getting a lot of messages from you guys at home, so let's take a look at those messages too. Well worth a look.
Hi, Formula E Voltage. My highlight of the first race was seeing Jean-Eric Verne tailing Da Costa in the last few laps. I thought that was just classic edge of your seat Formula E action. And I'm really looking forward to seeing the BMW Andretti team, whether they can sort of maintain this momentum that they're having right now. So that's what I'm most looking forward to seeing.
So one of the main things we learned from round one in Algeria is, now I'm going to say this slowly because I'm not Jack Nicholls, the two DS Techita cars are absolutely on the form, as well as BMW's Antonio Felix da Costa taking his first win at round one since 2015. Now, as it only happened in Formula E, it rained in a desert country, so we haven't seen true potential of these teams yet. In Marrakesh, you want to look out for Audi, Nissan, Jaguar, as well as Venturi and Mahindra and the likes. They'll only be one showing their true stamp on this championship. Enjoy the race.
Hey guys, last time out in Saudi Arabia, we saw how variable attack mode can be, whether you're coming from the back or defending from up front, albeit in changeable conditions. But this week, let's see in Marrakesh how attack mode really works in better conditions.
Love your guys' videos at home there. Thank you very much for those. We would love to see more of them as well. You can get us at FE Voltage and hashtag FE Voltage. Now, we're over by the simulator over here. Very quickly, I just kind of want to know what your experience was of this earlier. You got to drive the actual track. Any tips for the guys who are going to be doing it later and the drivers themselves?
I would say make sure you brake as you come into those corners because, well, obviously...
It's great driving advice.
But still, you know, they're quite fast. So, and also, you don't really have the feedback that you need to be watching what speed you're doing because if you're coming in too hot, you are going to hit that wall. They're going to come up real quick on you.
You set a pretty good time as well.
I think so. Do you know what? I was just warming up and I'm making excuses for myself right now.
Here we go.
I drive real cars, not on simulators, guys.
OK, I can understand that because actually when we were in Paris last year, the drivers also lost to some of the kids who were there.
Yeah,
because
completely.
the kids were just so good.
Yeah.
Like a bunch of, there was a couple of 12-year-olds thrown in and they were just completely keeping up.
It's very similar to what we've done today.
I was 2 laps behind, but well, you know, we don't need to talk about that either.
Anyway, the point is that you'll be able to see Will and Stephen doing this later on after the race. I'm going to give it a go now after your advice. Thanks a lot.
Oh, wonderful. Right, so all the cars are starting to assemble on the grid in Marrakesh. But what actually happened in round one? I see a little highlight. The opening race of Formula E Season 5 saw the box-fresh Gen 2 cars hit the ancient Middle Eastern city streets for the Algeria E-Prix. Rain didn't stop play, and Antonio Felix da Costa got his and his new BMW team's first ever pole position.
Da Costa covers the inside line, Verne goes to the outside, Da Costa's super late on the brakes, but Verne gets it done!
Reigning champion Jean-Eric Verne, aka Jev, was back in 5th. Eduardo Mortara sent his Venturi car into the wall early on.
Straight into the wall and out of the race is Eduardo Mortara.
While legendary teammate Felipe Massa came fast out of the blocks on his Formula E debut. Some flashy overtakes saw Jev and the DS Techita cars move up the order.
Lotterer squeezing in, there's big contact, and Lotterer now is up into 5th position.
While Lopez and Buemi scrapped, Mahindra's Jerome D'Ambrosio took advantage.
And there goes D'Ambrosio, sees his opportunity.
Lotterer used attack mode to power up into 2nd, but a technical infringement meant both Techita cars had to take a drive-through penalty.
Both of the DS Techita cars are now serving drive-through penalties for a technical infringement.
Meanwhile, Mitch Evans used attack mode to carve through the field. But the real story was a race to the finish and a battle for the first win of the new season.
Oh, that was a mad move from Verne.
Could Jev chase down race leader Antonio Felix da Costa? No, a debut victory for the new BMW Andretti team and a long-awaited 2nd Formula E win for Antonio.
Wave to the crowd. Well done, mate.
But a strong performance from the DS Techita team sees them lead the Constructors' Championship.
What a scintillating race it was last time. We watched that one live with KSI and Zerka. This time, got these two in the studio. Absolutely fantastic. It was an upgrade. It was an upgrade. You guys are also going to pick your drivers as well now.
Yeah.
After seeing the highlights of race 1, any thoughts on...
I'm glory hunting and I'm picking Jev to start with.
Okay.
I think without that drive-through penalty last time out, I think the Techitas were too fast and they would have had it.
See, I would have gone for Jev, but I'm worried his sister's going to, like, pop his tyres or something before he starts. So I'm going for Sam Bird.
Sam Bird's starting pole as well. It's pretty surprising that Sam Bird's on pole, isn't it?
Yeah, well, no, you thought you were glory hunting, mate. I've done it one better.
Sam Bird.
Look at him.
Sam Bird. What do you guys think of him starting on pole?
Scott, will you teach me about Sam Bird, please?
I think the big surprise really for Sam being on pole is that the team had to make a massive technical change after practice, which because of FE's format was really, really rapid. It was impressive that they did that before qualifying. And he was then rear-ended by his own teammate in the pit lane in qualifying because his teammate was rear-ended by someone else during a weird little mini pile-up on pit lane entry.
That's strange, isn't it? But it seems to have adjusted the car just right. So he's out there on pole.
Yeah, that big fancy diffuser at the back of the car that's meant to make it go faster is getting damaged, didn't seem to do much.
Interesting, OK. It's good for him, though, because he's had second, he's had third, and, you know, could he actually, as we say, be up for the cup?
I mean, no, like you said, no one who's ever started on pole has then finished at the head of the race. But let's see. I mean, it could be a first.
Yeah. And I'd love that for big old Sandbird. I've got a question, though.
Little Sandbird.
They were talking about penalties they got for technical infringements. How do you get a penalty, like to a novice like me? What can you do?
There's different kinds. You can get like technical penalties or sporting penalties. So sporting will be because you've either you've done something wrong, you've cut the track or hit a rival or something. Technical infringement, like we saw in the first race, would have been because of a software problem on the car. That's either team's responsibility. Sometimes it might even be out of their control and it's a total fluke. And it will be they use more power than is allowed, or they've used more energy than is allowed, or something like that.
OK.
We're likely to see some of those in this race as well, because a lot of drivers cut the corners or near the chicane area. There's sort of a little area where you can cut the corner, isn't there, in this
There's
track?
definitely enough runoff for you to get a little bit naughty, and it just depends whether or not you get caught doing it or not.
Yeah. Well, they will get caught. They're all on camera. Anyway, we can now get down to our competition winner. Very quick competition.
God, that was fast.
But a lot of people were very, very quick. We've had so many tweets off that. The correct answer for the person who said happy birthday, son, was...
Alan Shearer?
Yes.
Hi, mate.
You get that
Catherine, who's watching. It was...
Well done, Kath.
Catherine Neeson. Oh, Catherine Neeson. Yeah, she was good. She did good. Catherine, you won those caps, both those caps. Maybe one for you, one for one of your friends.
I'll keep him one.
What
Sure.
do you need 2 caps for, Catherine?
I suppose you can always give one as a present. That's the only thing.
Yeah, I suppose.
Yeah.
Okay.
It's well worth a look.
I mean, you can put one on the front and one on the back, maybe. Let's style that, actually. Look, that's how it looks on the back. Oh, bad boy. Do you actually look like a 12?
If Blazing Squad want to reform, I'm here.
Well, 2 guys who are particularly well-dressed out there in Marrakesh. We've got 2 people on the ground. We've got Bazinga and Mess Yourself. They've already been messing themselves. No, that is a real name, genuinely. They've already been messing themselves out there on the ground in Marrakesh, and it's well worth a look. Take a look at this.
What's up, guys? I'm Bazinga. This is Mess Yourself. And we're in Marrakesh. We've just landed, stepping out into the sunshine. We're here for Formula E Marrakesh, and we've got a ton of shit planned.
All right, we just arrived at our beautiful hotel. Look at this place. All right, it's pretty fancy, all right?
It's looking pretty decent.
I think it's too fancy for us, honestly.
So, here in Marrakesh, having a little bit to eat. I've got myself a tasty little mixed kebab because I fancied something variety-based. And there's some ladies over here having it off. Well, hello.
Look at the state of us. I just turned the recording on and I don't even know what to say. How did we get into the situation?
How we've ended up here.
Look at us.
But I'm excited.
Yeah, to give us a bit of context now, we're going to go doombugging.
You can imagine. Dramatic music.
We're just sat in the desert, Moroccan desert. Yeah, I nearly died. We nearly died. So these 2 behind us, the one that the man sat on, was flipped.
Yeah, it was
due to
really
Brandon.
Over. I didn't brake hard enough.
And then this was our one, and look at that wheel. Yeah, hashtag bent.
Yeah.
Useless.
Genuinely worried about Bazinga out there.
Chaos.
Yeah.
The pair of them, man.
That is crazy. Anyway, they flipped the cars. We'll find out more from them in just a few minutes. But in the meantime, we've got the map of everywhere that we go in the world. We've already been to Adiria, race number 1 there. More about that in just a second. But Will and Stephen were just taking me through the map. Marrakesh, obviously. North Africa's quite exciting. We went to Paris together, Will. That was a good experience.
It was very romantic. Twice.
We've been to Paris
Often
twice
in
a
it,
year.
just, friends.
We'll go one day, Stephen.
No, I don't want.
And of course, Monaco as well.
Yeah.
What you said you would like to try.
I'd be desperate to go. Just
Why?
the courage of it. The first race I ever watched was in Monaco. It's what
Really?
got us into racing.
Wow.
I've never been and would love to.
Nothing to do with the tax loops. No.
No, definitely not. And of course, Santiago's the next one after this. I've never been to South America. Either of you guys have been? No. You don't really get a gap here on YouTube to be able to do that, do you?
His life is a permanent gap, yeah.
No, I've been to a Brazilian restaurant though, so very much the same vibe, you know.
Yeah, there's a lot of good locations around the world. There's a lot of different YouTubers who want to go to different places. We've obviously all been to New York together.
I loved it there.
Yeah, it was good. And then of course Adiria, race number 1, and Mahindra celebrated quite, I don't really know how to put it, exorbitantly after race number 1. A very unusual way to celebrate it, and we can show you exactly how they did it here.
Did he mess himself?
Action talk and no one bag of mouth, 'cause we run the east, west, the north and south. We run the east, west, the north and south. Make them know so that them can get me out. Anything that them hear, I be talk out.
Jerome.
Love all that.
What are you doing, fella?
And of course Nick Heidfeld as well. A lot of you will recognise him at home. You were dancing as well, so I don't understand
was
why
not
you're saying what you're doing.
Oh, this is blasphemy. I didn't.
I dare you not to dance to that, mate.
Yeah. Now, it did look tough. I told you that we'd be hearing more from Bazinga, and he is now live with Saunders out there in Marrakesh. Saunders, can you hear me?
I can hear you. How you doing?
Good. We just need to know if Bazinga's all right.
They want to know if you're all right, Ethan. You okay?
I'm absolutely unreal. I mean, it was a bit of a bumpy ride, but I'm fine. I'm safe.
Cool. Good stuff. Well, we're kind of buzzing for multiple reasons.
Yeah.
Because West Ham just beat Arsenal, which is one thing. We'll put that to the side, though. Great result. Secondly, though, because we're here in Marrakesh ahead of what should be a brilliant, brilliant race. What you've seen so far, tell us what you think of Formula E, Marrakesh, the whole thing in general.
So it's very new to me. I've been to Morocco once previously for the show, but I experienced it in a different way. This time we landed on the Thursday. I got to spend the Friday just taking in the souks and stuff like that, heading out. Had a few lovely meals. The accommodation's amazing, and of course the dune buggying, which the VT was shown, was quite exciting. Stay tuned for that. But yeah, I've taken it in a lot more, and I've enjoyed it. I've enjoyed the culture a bit more.
Let's just go back a little bit to that dune buggy incident. Tell us about that. How did it happen? From your point of view, you were in the car behind it, right? So
I was the one in front. I was the one in front. So head out for the day. We're going to do a 2-hour dune buggying session. 15 minutes in, we go down a massive dip with the instructor ahead of us, and the sun was in our eyes, dust. The instructor's disappeared at this point, so I've put the brakes on. All of a sudden, bang, you hear a metal crash, and then I knew something bad was happening. So I steered off to the left, and then we've looked behind us and there's a buggy upside down. So it's eventful, but it's fun, I suppose.
Amazing. Well, just quickly before we go back to the studio, I want to know who your favourite is, who you're going for the race win.
So I'm, of course, new to Formula E. So I know Felipe Massa from before, but I have backed Oliver Rowland, who races for Nissan, purely because I've got a Nissan myself.
Nice one.
Simple. That was my picking.
Good a reason as any. You'll be hearing from us later on in the show. Back to you guys in the studio.
Good old Saunders. Follow him on Instagram. He's fantastic.
Wow, that is absolutely wonderful. Let's really dig into the pre-race analysis now. Scott, this is a very interesting track, isn't it? There's a lot that could go on. What's happened here before? This is the really interesting part.
So, as I sort of suggested earlier, the big thing is that you start on pole, you don't go on to win the race. Both races we've had so far, you've had the person who didn't start on pole sort of caught and passed for the win in the second half of the race. So, but obviously when we had that before, that was when you were car swapping. So now we've got a completely different strategic variety involved, and I'm not entirely sure how it will play out.
Yeah, Stan Bird is obviously, he's pole, and that's such a good thing. It's his birthday last week as well, so it'd be quite a nice thing for him if he actually managed to clinch it. And would that be the first time someone from pole has gone on to win the race?
Yes, definitely here.
There you go.
I think the other thing for Sam as well is he's been a nearly man underdog in the championship for so long, and if he wants to go better and win the championship this year, he needs to fire his title campaign into life.
I mean, as we can see here in race control, we have such a myriad of cameras that we can choose from. We can see literally everything. The drivers are just getting themselves ready now. It's all kind of there to play for. But who do you think is going to run this town? Everyone's looking quite hot.
Yeah, it is very tricky, and the thing is, because we're still so unknown about who is the quickest, and we've got loads of different. I'm looking at the grid now. You've got so many different manufacturers and teams that are represented at the sharp end of the grid. So, who's going to steal a march? Who's going to be really quick early on? Who's going to have the better energy management, come strong at the end, and who's going to use the attack mode zones properly as well?
The attack mode is going to be so key. As you can see here, we've got all of the onboard cameras, so we'll be able to keep seeing what these guys are getting up to as they're going around the track. What do you think of that? What do you think of the attack mode and how it's going to change the strategy?
Well, I think after its debut at the first race, I think a few people realised actually I didn't need to be wary of this. This is interesting. This has made a difference. But the drivers are very optimistic. They'll make even more of a difference here because it's in the nature of the circuit is longer straights with big stops and also sort of slower corners onto those straights. So you need that extra power to get up to speed quickly. So it should make a bigger difference here. Obviously, as we discussed earlier, you've got to use it properly.
Yeah, and do you know what? With these long straights, do you think that really, again, switches round the strategy of, you know, when they're trying to save that power? Because if you're constantly blasting it all the time, you're going to be using up that battery.
Yeah, and because you've got longer straights that then go into heavier braking zones, when you then lift and coast to save energy, you come off the throttle earlier, it's so much more painful because you've got a longer straight. So you're going to have to manage it very, very carefully. And if you get caught by someone who is in a higher power mode than you, I think you're going to be a sitting duck.
Absolutely. I mean, Van Boost, the guys have been going mad for Van Dorn, haven't they? I mean, he's number one here. He's very popular. And Da Costa, who is a personal favourite of mine. He's like the little Scrappy-Doo of the board. Felipe Massa as well.
I love Da Costa because he was always just he's an absolute dude. But yeah, Van Dorn, I think maybe people feel a bit sorry for him after his time in F1, and they're showing him a bit of love now.
Oh, it's amazing. Val, thank you very much, Scott. That's very insightful. Guys.
We are just minutes away from the race now. Not long to go. It's, almost T-minus 2 minutes. It's getting pretty exciting as we run down the grid there. You can see all the drivers turning to the camera. Everyone looks a bit more focused for this race. Do you guys tend to support drivers? So do you tend to pick a driver out, or do you tend to go for teams?
Driver, 100%.
Interesting.
Yes.
Yeah.
Driver as well.
You're much more of a, I'm just going to focus on this one guy.
Because drivers move between teams. It's not like, oh, if you take football, it's like your club is your club. Whereas it's hard to support a team because there's so many moving parts.
Yeah, I agree with that. I know what you mean. But I still sometimes just like to find, especially the gold on the top of the cheetah cars looks so good.
Yeah, the colours do play a part in it.
Colours are lovely, and that's the kind of YouTube analysis you're going to get from us sitting on the sofa.
Who's the expert, Scott? Is it me or you? I don't know.
Yeah. Seriously though, Scott, do you have a favourite team?
I was never allowed one.
A good point, but you can have one now.
I'll let you have one.
No.
So do you want me to pick one on the spot?
Yeah.
Go on.
Who would you say is most likely to finish on pole today? Who's going to take this race by storm?
I think it'll be Jean-Eric Vergne and DS Cheetah.
Bodes well for you. Bodes very well for you. Yeah, we are just 1 minute away now from the race kicking off. We're going to have live commentary, obviously from Jack Nicholls and Dario Franchitti as well. We'll hear that in just a couple of seconds. Are you nervous for Sam Bird? I think you should be at this point. He's got a whole pack chasing.
My legs have just stopped shaking as the cameras come on me, but yeah, panicking for him. God bless you, Sam. Do your best, lad.
Scott, what happened to Lotter in qualifying? How come he's so far down?
I think it was, I'm not entirely sure what specifically befell him. I know that there were a lot of drivers that had some setbacks with, in practice. A lot of people had some water pump problems and a lack of mileage. And Formula E is so competitive and you get so little track time that you've got to really crack on.
Yeah, sorry, I cut you off there.
No, all good.
It was mainly because I'm going to get cut off in just a second. We're going to hear live commentary from Jack Nicholls and, of course, Dario Franchitti.
On the left-hand side for the Envision Virgin team. Reigning champion
Let's listen
Jean-Eric Vergne is alongside him on the front row.
You can hear this iconic voice.
And we go green in Marrakesh. Good
wow, they're off.
Good start from Sebastian Buemi. He might be able to challenge Vergne. On the road into the first
Go on, that's not.
Fella, what are you doing? So many people going off. What is going on?
Jeb's had a nightmare.
What's he doing diving in there? Jeb's got so much to make up now, mate. I'm so sorry. I am so sorry, Will.
Did you, Jeb?
Unbelievable. He's had an absolute nightmare there, hasn't he, Scott? I don't know how much you saw of that, but... Let's line up a replay of that. Gallery, can we line up a replay of that, please? Will's going to want to see that one again.
That was always closed.
To the very back.
Surprising, because it's not, there's enough space for them to get through.
No, his hair's gone.
Oh my God, replay coming up for you up there, Will. See that? He's just tried to slip along the inside, and he's absolutely messed it up, hasn't he? That means that he is now... Oh, he's right down the grid.
Yeah,
now, so
yeah.
21st. Yeah, it's terrible.
Scott, what do you think?
Well,
It's a bit of argy-bargy, right?
Well, it's a case of trying to win a race that lasts much longer than the first corner, the first corner. So it looks a little bit too hasty.
Was it good driving from Sam Bird in that he forced him onto the side?
Very aggressive defence, very risky at the start, because those sort of accidents are super easy for the guy on the outside to be the person who gets spun round, and you never know how you're going to come off there. I mean, Bird played that quite risky, but Burns probably got what he deserved.
Confidence that is, isn't it? Sam Bird is really putting his foot in.
Yeah.
I'm on it.
I think it's a case of suspecting he's probably not got the fastest package. So it's like, well, I've got track position, I've got the advantage, and I need to maintain it now. So he's going, okay, well, do you know what? This is my corner. I don't care where you are or who you are.
You know the chasing pack, can I just ask? So if we're looking at Sims, Da Costa, who's the most likely to be giving him a challenge in the race?
I think you're going to have both of those BMW Andretti guys, Sims and Da Costa, all over. Based on what we saw in testing and the first race, I think that package is more efficient as well as being quicker. So I think they're going to put the pressure on as the race goes on.
This has set the race up so perfectly, hasn't it? Because it basically means that... Well, yeah, for me. Thanks, mate. Yeah, of course. Yeah, but obviously that means that Vern's got to chase his way back up.
Did Verline and Van Dorn, do they have a poor start? How come they've not got Vern and...
Well, you've got Buemi's dropped down as well. Buemi's down in 13th. He started up. So I reckon that's all the people who were taking evasive action at turn one. Because obviously Vern's car ran backwards. Rule number one when you get spun out in a race, put your brakes on. Don't roll back across the pack. I don't think he got on them quick enough.
So when you say rule number one, do you mean to be kind to the other drivers or for your own car?
For your own car.
I think both. You do have a bit of a responsibility to not run across the track and then like wipe out a few more. We've seen some really big accidents caused like that over time.
Interesting. Okay. Well, it's set the race up perfectly. Your boy Sam Bird is still at the very top of the pack. That's really
keep flying, birdie.
Yeah. Oh, it's going to be a good one. And the way that they've set up now. Do you see that sort of sticking around until things like attack mode kick in?
I think this is that we've had that bit of madness, so I reckon that they'll settle. They'll make sure that they don't use up too much energy at this stage, because if they use up too much energy to try and build a gap or make ground, and there's a safety car, they're going to lose up all that time.
Right, of course, yeah.
When is attack mode and fan boost going to kick in?
So we're waiting for fan boost to work out, to know who exactly is going to get that fan boost, and then they'll have that for later on in the race. Then once the attack modes can be activated, then it will be down to the drivers to choose when they go through the zone and how they use it.
We're going to have a little listen in now to Jack.
It's a good move from...
That was Buemi.
Yeah, I think it was Buemi, because Roland's up in 10th place.
Wow.
He's going to be next on
Buemi's not in the lines to pass.
No, Buemi got caught out in it all, I think, as well. So attack mode is now activated. You get 2 opportunities that you have to use it throughout the race.
But he's won this
race
race
for
before.
4 minutes. It increases your power from 200 kilowatts to 225 kilowatts, but you'll lose time activating it, but then you will gain time when you are using it. Here's a look at the start then. Jean-Eric Verne doesn't get a great start. It's like he's defending from
Here comes a replay of the start
just
now.
doesn't break. The black and gold Techeetah car there.
Broke so late, and that gap
always
I really don't know what he's thinking. Unless there was an issue with the brakes, because you didn't see a lock-up or anything. Let's watch him very closely. Watch the gold and black car, Jean-Eric Verne directly behind.
That is so frustrating.
Taken out.
Will watches on. He must be
crying.
Really
crying. Oh, Da Costa's up in second.
18.
Verne was well over the curve there, though, wasn't he? Look at that.
There's not even a gap.
I think he's missed his breaking point. I don't think it's a pass. I think it's a mistake that he's tried to turn into a pass, because if you look, Bird and Buemi break at the same time.
Yeah.
And Verne's the outlier there, so I think he's and look how many people's races he's compromised.
Do you think he's missed it, or do you think he's deliberately gone for that?
No, I think so. What he's done is he's braked slightly too late, or he thinks it's okay, got it wrong, and then tried to turn it into.
Yeah, Verline and Van Dorn.
Verline's he's furious early on there. We're going to see if we can get Saunders to Verline very early on, but he doesn't look happy enough to. Verline, how are you feeling?
Yeah, I don't think he's too happy about that.
Van Dorn as well obviously sits at the back there. And
Van Dorn's in the pits as well, so that's both. That's a pair of former F1 drivers in the garage already.
Yeah.
Verline's gone into attack mode.
Verline is not a happy bunny.
No, he's furious. And obviously this is his Formula E debut. He missed the first race. He's only just been able to join the Mahindra team. So yeah, so his Formula E career has lasted just over a lap.
Do you think it's a bit of a risk for them to have 2 new drivers?
Yeah, definitely. I mean, the problem with Formula E is so competitive. There's so little track time that you need every advantage you can get. So if you shake everything up, you've got no references from last year. So they're coming here. Last year, Mahindra, Felix Rosenqvist won the race.
He did win.
So you go from a position where you are arguably in the strongest place on the grid to having no real reference point.
We're on a yellow flag now, guys, so it's going to maybe change things a little bit. No overtaking.
I think Gary Paffett looks like he's stopped on track.
Yellow flag conditions.
No.
Because you can do it under the safety car, can't you?
Yeah, but you can't. There's no point in taking it because you won't get any benefit. You can't overtake or.
No, but can you go offline to gain?
Yeah, you could do it. So this is the argument. You could use it strategically because this could be okay. If I don't think I'm going to be able to gain the lose, let's
Paffett's out. He's lost a wheel off the rim. That's a wheel off the rim.
That's a tyre off the rim.
That's a wheel off the rim. That's the same thing. He's lost a tyre off the rim there.
That's an odd thing to see in Formula E. You don't normally see that.
The composite of the tyres are not, that soft, I don't think, because they have to be used for the entire race.
Exactly.
That's not something that you would normally
I'm struggling to think in 5 years of watching Formula E if I've ever seen a puncture. So.
Oh, well, there you go. There's a first for everything. That is a
to be fair, they are good tyres, though, aren't they?
They are very good.
Yeah, they're excellent. There's a surprising amount of grip in the wet as well for a tyre that you use predominantly in the dry.
Well, and do you know what? It was the first wet sort of conditions that they had where they used those tyres. Over the last race.
Yeah, I mean, that was a race where we thought we would finally get the first proper Formula E race that was in the wet, but unfortunately we didn't.
Did a little cheeky drift and a donut there. I love that. It's a bit of me. Boys.
That tyre.
That's having hell with the diffuser.
Yeah. We've actually got someone who can technically analyse the show now. Top of the pack, of course, though, Stephen, is Sam Bird. Any words of encouragement for Sam?
Just keep driving, mate. Don't give up now. That's all I'd say.
Don't give up now.
Where can we expect to see most of the action now in the race? The overtaking, where's that going to take place on there?
Well, I would pay attention at the moment to what Vern's doing and what Bohemia are doing, because those guys are now out of position. So Vern, I think, he's been lining up Gunther for a while.
I think he's having a bit of a joke with his mate there. He's just like going past him like.
Not particularly happy. But this is crucial for Vern because at the moment the race is slipping away from him because he's already 15 seconds off the lead.
Yeah.
He's only just got back up into 17th place, so he needs to make a bit of ground up now and then try and sort of think outside the box strategically if he's got any chance of scoring meaningful points.
Drivers must hate yellow flags as well because there's not a set number of laps. There's only a set amount of time. So a yellow flag will be stopping you from being able to get out there and climb the grid.
Especially if it's at a point on the track where you might either be able to overtake or you might be able to set yourself up for an overtake shortly afterwards because you do have to reduce your speed. Most drivers don't. These guys are just going to be cracking on absolutely max chat, but they'll just be saying single file instead of trying to pass.
Yep.
Interesting stuff. Well, it seems like the right time to set up competition number 2 of the show. This is where you can win WillNE and Stephen Tries tickets.
Oh!
That's right.
Oh. Yeah,
it's for Twatty Live, right? Which is this week on the internet live.
Well done.
You've nailed
it. I just want to make sure.
You've broken down the acronym.
What is it going to be? What's it going to be?
Good question. We do know. We do.
It's going to be a blend of, entertainment meets comedy meets education in a way.
Education?
We haven't
TED Talk.
No. I mean, this is yet to be passed to me.
No, it's
yeah, we kind of want to do it as like a late night TV show. Just run it through that and then have different bits going on.
So you probably have your closest friends as guests and stuff.
Yeah, Brian's invited. Yeah.
Yeah. Anyway, you can win 2 VIP tickets. What does VIP mean for your experience?
It means you get to meet the Stephen Lawson with this beard in person. You can even
Tries.
Yeah.
Stephen Tries, thank you.
Stephen Tries, yeah. And of course, the question in order to win these 2 tickets, to be able to meet these 2 beautiful guys and have a little picture with them, what is the top speed of a Formula E car? Is it A, 164 miles per hour, B, 174 miles per hour, C, 184 miles per hour? Let us know on @FEVoltage and #FEVoltage, and you could be winning 2 amazing tickets to see these guys VIP. You'll get to touch WillNE. Did they get to touch?
No.
No? Okay, sorry. Yeah.
That's 40 quid extra.
Right, 40 quid extra.
General rules.
Right.
They're secret tickets.
Personal space.
Yeah. Anyway, in the time that we've been going through that, Vern has still been trying to climb up. You can see he's
16.
DaCosta is right on Bird. He's only
Bird's under massive pressure. He's already starting to go defensive now offline, so I think he might be having to lift and coast a little bit earlier than the people behind him.
Let's stand by for a little bit of race commentary now. We're going to go back to the classic race commentary just because it really does bring us up to speed with what's going on.
As much as the car behind can, so you're having to overslow, having to use more energy to accelerate back up to speed.
And recall that Sandbird still has that damage from the that bizarre qualifying incident, or have they fixed that?
No, they fixed the damage is now fixed on the diffuser underneath.
The American accent you're hearing there is Bob Varsha, and that's Dario Franchetti, obviously the incredible raspy accent you can hear next to him.
Vern's gone down to 17.
You can see at the bottom, 74% for Sam Bird, and bottom right, 75% for Antonio Felix da Costa.
The cars just race so differently than the Generation 1 car.
Go on. You do you.
Watching the way they approach the corners, much different.
They can follow so close, these cars.
Amazing, isn't it?
Is that because of that massive diffuser?
Yeah, it's a bit because all of the grip is generated underneath the car instead of over the top aero. But Gunter's used attack mode to get back ahead of Vern. So Vern's life has just got even harder.
Yeah, but Bird's pulling away a little bit as well, isn't it, at this point, is what I'm told?
At the moment,
Quite close for the 2 points at the front.
the main thing is that what they're doing is...
Someone's just gone through the attack mode zone. Who was that? Daniel Abt.
Losing any places, crucially.
Good strategy.
Is that going to... How many places can you climb realistically in one attack mode?
4 minutes.
I think, if you look at where some of these guys are, Daniel Abt, he's 1.6 seconds now because he's fallen back. But he was right behind a couple of cars. So if he can get back up to them quickly, if he can use the fact that they're sort of battling and holding each other up, maybe you can get on terms with them very quickly and maybe get 2 cars in one go.
So attack mode isn't very often, it doesn't always have to be used to overtake people, it can also be to catch people up.
Yeah, if you can use it to sort of just anything, I think a lot of the time as well, it'll also be to who can lose the least amount of time by going offline. So you might not necessarily gain anything in that moment, but it might play out in your favour sort of later on in the race.
And ideally, obviously, you wouldn't lose your spot.
Yeah. If you can help it, but that is probably quite tricky to do.
Do you think the cars from on this track would be able to use the full length of their power? Do you know what I mean? Get up to that top speed of 174? Because is this one of the longest straights in all of the circuits?
So there are a couple of circuits that in the past have been a little bit longer, but the sort of faster ones don't really go to anymore. So this one, you've got 3 or 4 straights, but none of them are massively long. So you won't be hitting that absolute peak in terms of top speed. But I think what you will be able to do is run the cars quite hard, so they'll be pretty quick a lot of the time.
Lovely.
Interesting stuff. Well, live out in Marrakesh right now is Saunders. Oh, Saunders, how you doing? He's right by the track. You see a Formula E. You can be right by the track.
I'm great. Why wouldn't I be great? Look, the start of the race has been amazing.
Yeah, it really has.
It's changed already.
You cursed him.
You cursed him.
Look, we spoke to Jev, obviously on the grid before the race. What a fool that's been, and very unfortunate for him. But the real talking point for me right now is that BMW, Andretti, are absolutely smashing it.
Yeah.
They've already got Sam Bird in the defensive. Love it.
So that is great, isn't it? Because it means that this whole race, Sam's going to be getting chased down, and all he's got to do is look in his rearview mirror and see 2 cars.
And as we know, every driver has to use attack mode twice. So he's pretty much, if it stays the way it is, he's going to have to use both his times defensively, where Sims and da Costa behind are going to be able to roll with it and be able to attack and overtake him potentially.
Is that the top 6 that looks?
Saunders, what was the general perception in the pit lane when they saw them all go into that first corner and nearly lose it for quite a few of them?
I had just left the pit lane to come to the position where I am now, so I didn't quite catch it.
Oh.
Let me tell you about the position that I'm in now. This is my favourite position in Marrakesh because I've been here 2 years in a row now. Every time, this is my favourite spot to come to. Two corners.
That's
right here.
Still.
Someone's just got it. He's done it.
There you go, brilliant move, absolutely brilliant.
He did it.
Did he come over there? I feel like
Costa's gone in front.
Oh
no, has he?
Here's why. This is my favourite place.
This is really bad for Bird.
Yeah.
Uh-oh.
Bird's flapped it.
Yeah.
That's why,
It's in BMW 1-2 now, then, guys.
Oh, he's in.
2 and 1.
Saunders, you must be excited. That's a BMW 1-2.
Come back to me, I'm good.
I didn't see that.
BMW 1-2.
Yeah.
Amazing. And exactly what I said about this spot. Good spot to be, because that just happened right behind me.
Really?
Love it.
Wow. It's that good. Saunders, we're going to come back to you later. Incredible stuff. A shift during the time.
Okay, cool. See you then.
We're out there with Saunders. It's great on Instagram.
I can't get over how close that top 6 is.
Yeah, it really is close.
Seems like...
It's very tight at the top end. Very tight.
let's listen in on the race commentary for just a second with Jack Nicholls and Dario Franchitti.
You can see the blue lights flashing in front of the car, and Lopez gives him a little nudge to say, thanks for that.
I think he lost part of his front wing by doing it.
Abt had just finished. That was his last couple of seconds in attack mode. Very, very wide there. Alexander Sims coming through the left-hander of turn 3. Is that going to give Bird an opportunity? Not quite.
Scott,
Turvey.
Do you think that basically before these guys went out on track, their team boss
Bird's
was
got
just saying
slightly less usable energy?
I think so, but you're right at the start of the season, so you can't do team orders in terms of, you know, Da Costa's won the first race, he's leading the championship, so he's your priority. But at this stage, don't forget that BMW and Andretti, they were now winning for the first time in Formula E, so they should be making the absolute most of this and running 1 and 2. That's perfect position for them. If they want to go strategic now, this is the perfect time to do it.
Sam Bird, though, look, he's coming across here, like he's just gone from first to third. He's just been completely ambushed, hasn't he?
Well, what he's done there is he's basically played it much more sensible than he did at the first corner against Verne. He's obviously realised that in the first few laps of the race, he just doesn't have the pace.
Yeah.
At the first corner, it's no, this is my position. I don't know how the race is going to go. I need to be in the lead.
We're on Da Costa's rear view here, so this is what you're seeing behind him. Like, he is absolutely pacing. Sims is behind him. He's chasing him down. Look at this. Like, he's literally right behind him, coming for more.
So Sims is being very, very aggressive under braking into the corner. We saw it almost caught him out a minute ago when we were with the commentators. They just caught it. Sims ran really, really deep and then lost the rear. But just look there, he's just diving in, holding it. The problem is, by diving in a bit deeper later on the brakes, Da Costa then just opens up that gap a little bit more on the exit. So there's a proper ebb and flow between this battle at the moment.
Wouldn't you be a little bit annoyed if you were teammates?
Yeah, absolutely, because Sims can't lump one up the inside of Da Costa the same way as he could any other driver.
Do you remember the Techeetah cars did that? And it was just like, it was that moment when everyone's like, is he serious? He's actually going to go up his arse. Like, he needs to calm down.
Yeah, exactly.
But I feel like these guys, they're on it. There's definitely some confidence coming from Da Costa.
None of the top 6 have used attack mode yet either.
Ooh.
Really? I suppose they haven't had the chance yet because obviously they can't go so wide knowing it's so tight. Do you reckon that'll limit them using attack mode?
I think attack mode is now going to be a massive strategic factor. There's 3 seconds covering 6 cars, so you get, especially if one of them gets it wrong as well, it can completely make or break their race.
Really is incredible, isn't it? How's Verne doing, Will?
Yeah, he's up to, is that 14th there?
Yeah.
Must have got past.
Crikey.
In the last. It's not looking great, can't lie. Saunders cursed him.
Who's that?
Saunders' mate.
Do you think it's the hair that's changed?
Yeah, who's the mythical person with all the power in the hair? Who's that?
Medusa.
Medusa.
That's Apt.
No, that's the one with the snakes.
Yeah, snakes. That's quite powerful hair, I'd say, Steve.
Power in the hair?
No, they had the haircut and then they lost one.
Samson.
Samson, yeah.
There you go.
Yeah, it was the lady that, you know, betrayed him. And then,
and that's his sister
Delilah,
in this role.
that was it.
His sister betrayed him.
Upstairs just told me it's Delilah.
The synergy
No,
here.
gets past you, does it?
What was the Tom? Someone just said there was a Tom Jones song like that, but I don't know the Tom Jones song.
Oh, that one.
Delilah.
Delilah.
We'll go with that because we know it.
Yeah.
All together now.
Fan boost coming now. Fan boost coming through. Who's got the fan boost? Let's see.
Who is glowing?
It's going to be no use for Van Dorn, is it?
Is it fan? It's blue, isn't it, when it's fan boost?
Yeah, Van Dorn. Oh, yeah. So, by the way, if they've voted for your driver and your driver goes out the race, does it get past the next driver down? No.
Unfortunately
Lorenzo
not.
D'Ambrosio takes... Lucas de Grassi's apparently also taken it. And I think Van Dorn was top, but now he's out the race. He obviously just can't use it. Unless he is sitting in the garage just going really fast around the room.
D'Ambrosio's just moved up to 5th as well. Was that because of fan boost?
Yeah.
Or is he not?
No, we would see if it was...
Right. Yeah, that was just a on the road.
How much of an advantage is the fan boost then?
How much of an advantage is it?
So fan boost gives you a little bit of extra energy to be able to use. It doesn't come out of your usable allowance. So it's a small amount, but it is on a track like this, you get a good run out of one of the slower corners. Use it at the right time. It is enough to make the difference.
Nice.
Oh.
Da Costa's got fan boost as well. Do you think he's saving that so that when he just needs that extra pull away at the lead there, he's just going to...
Yeah, I would definitely save it right now and keep it for a defensive strategy.
Oh, Lotterer is moving up. He's just taken Daniel Abt.
8, so that's Lotterer into 8th. But DS Techeetah really need Verne to get a move on because he's still stuck down in 13th at the moment.
He was 14th last time we checked in on him, so he's slowly climbing.
Slowly but surely.
How quickly does he have to climb? Is it going to get locked in at some point and basically difficult to climb the pack?
Well, the thing in his favour is he's now back to within 13 seconds of the race lead. So what he's doing is he's making progress on track and he's also making progress in terms of time because ultimately he's not racing the 3 or 4 people in front of him. At this stage of the race, because the accident was so early on, he'll be judging himself against the leaders. So it's this time deficit to the BMW guys out in front. But we've just had, it looks like the Virgins have swapped positions. So I think Ryan's has managed to pass third.
That was being used. So what?
Oh, who's that up the inside of?
Verline. What's Verline doing now? He's
first to the fan boost here, I think.
He's using
Massa.
Furline, Massa, and WillNE got it.
Oh, to Costa.
Right here,
Costa there.
We've got all of the timings that are happening live.
Yeah. Massa's had quite a quiet race.
So yeah, he has. Yeah, you can analyse
Van
on the track a lot quicker than we can.
Trying to, but when obviously this is the thing about Formula E, so much is going on because you've got people diving into attack mode, then some people get fan boosts. It's like, okay, so is this a real legitimate pass? Are they catching? Are they making up time on merit, or is this just going to be a bit of a power play for now, and then they're going to be dropping back later when everyone else uses their attack mode? It's it's difficult. We won't know until the final few laps of how this sort of puzzle comes together.
You feel like a mole that's been refreshed. You're here in a lovely studio doing this instead of being in a box.
Yeah, instead of being there massively frantic, making my notes, trying to write a race report at the same time.
Look at this wonderful onboard.
Let's listen in a little bit more to Jack and Dario, because I think it brings us up to speed on what's actually going on in the race right now.
Degrassi being told the car behind, I don't think that was Degrassi's radio. It didn't sound like Marcus Mickelberger, and I think it must have been Mortara's, because he said the car behind is also on attack mode, and it's only Mortara and Roland, as you can see from the tower on the left, that are in attack mode. So it's sort of 3 chevrons on the one little triangle. That means 4 minutes remaining.
D'Ambrosio is looking to have another go at Sam Bird. Here we go. He's going outside. Oh, and he
moves over on him, a little bit of contact. D'Ambrosio forces his way through. I don't know. I'm not a fan of that move, but it seems more and more popular these days.
But the track turns to the right, and they both didn't really turn to the right.
D'Ambrosio's climbing, isn't he?
And there now on the inside comes Lucas Degrassi. Now he is in attack mode, so no wonder he's able to pass Bird. But Bird is really struggling. I'm interested to see what his energy usage is.
Bird.
He is,
Let's try and stay with Degrassi efficiently.
Easier said than done. I wonder how much the balance of the car has gone away from Sam Bird. The grip front relative to the rear. You need that to be spot on.
Bazinga, he shouts as he passes him.
The problem that Bird's got at the moment is he's...
Go on, Bird! Sorry.
But Bird's basically in a position where he's not used much more, if any more, energy than those around him, but he's slipping back massively, so he's having to lift and coast a lot more. But what's very interesting there is that the guy who's just passed him has got the same powertrain. Virgin's a customer of Audi. So there's something that Degrassi and the Audi team are doing. They're just getting a little bit more out of the package than their customer is.
Wow, OK. Interesting. I mean, maybe it's because they're a little bit closer to
D'Ambrosio up to third.
D'Ambrosio's up to third, and Vern has just activated his... he's in attack mode, isn't he?
Yes.
Yeah.
He's 12?
Just
he's gone up to 12. That's a couple of spaces he's climbing. So
it's just 11 off where I wanted him to be.
There's loads of attack mode up and down the course.
This must be a logistical nightmare for you to have had to watch this, and then there was like attack mode, this happening, that happening, and trying to keep on top of what is happening in the race.
Yeah, this is basically when you have a... It used to be so simple before this season because you'd have a couple of mad laps at the beginning and then it would settle down and we'd wait for the car swaps. But this is the brilliant thing, Formula E's made so much progress, we've got rid of the car swaps, and now there's just basically manic action from the beginning to the end.
It is a busy race.
What is it that you look out for in a race? So say that you're writing your report, what are you watching? If we're at home and we're thinking, I'm completely lost, you know, I don't know what to look for as a new Formula E viewer, what would you watch for?
I think the obvious place to start is just look for what you can physically see on screen. Pay attention to sort of like what the gaps are on track. But then after that, you're looking at the gaps between cars that you can't see, but also the battery usage and sort of what power mode people are in, because there's so many strands to the narrative that you don't really understand the full picture until the last few laps of the race.
It's so funny watching Stephen. Bird also went into attack mode and then dropped to 7, but now he's gone back up.
Oh, Bird to the top 10.
We can watch it again if you want, him dropping down.
Yeah, let's watch it again. That sounds good. I'm up for that.
He's an angry bird now.
Oh, that's good.
Good one. Here you go. Here goes the replay for you there, Stephen, of him going into it.
Yeah.
Lopez is not an easy man to overtake. These two were teammates a couple of years ago.
That was him getting the position back.
Yeah.
Come on, Bird.
Into 6th position. Degrassi
Fly
still not
home.
past D'Ambrosio.
Bird's up to 9.
There you go. Vern's getting...
It's up to 9th?
Yeah, look.
Oh, yeah. OK, so what, there's 3 places between them?
Yeah.
Well,
even
2.
Ooh. Should we have a little bet at this point? A little bet at this point?
Little bet?
Yeah.
Long show.
On what?
I don't know, you've got to post something on social media.
Well, Lopez should be
One
really
driver
good on
follows
this
the
track.
other. Oh,
Genuinely.
well, Lopez should.
Lopez should be good on this track, as he's been here quite a few times before. It's 3 times he's actually won with touring car.
Wow, okay. He's just won it in a slightly different format.
My goodness.
Interesting.
iPad's trying to tell us things. What is that thing?
Come on,
What's it saying?
So Vern's used attack mode really cleverly here because he's basically made progress on track, but he's also absolutely slashing his deficit to the guys at the very front. He's only 8 seconds away now. Obviously, the BMW guys will need to have that attack mode, get that power boost, so maybe that will sort of balance it out.
There is attack mode up at the top there.
There you go. So they're on that now. So let's see how much they pull away now. But at the moment, actually, as it stands...
Right, we have Vern behind us here, look.
Yeah, so as it stands at the moment, against all odds, having been facing basically the wrong way at the first corner, Vern's actually slowly working his way back into contention for maybe top 5, if not a podium, at the rate he's going at the moment. Because this is why this DS Techeetah package looks so good. It's probably the only thing on a par with that BMW at the moment.
I'm really proud of Da Costa. Like, I just feel like if we could bring up his onboard, there'd just be like Portuguese music playing because he's having a great time.
He's just enjoying himself.
He's enjoying himself,
After
and you can see it in his driving.
2-3 years at the back. He's been with underdog teams his entire Formula E career, but he's always been super highly rated. Here we go.
Here we go. This is him now.
Vern climbing again.
Oh.
No, he's
having a great time.
It's like being proud of your child.
That is exactly how I feel. I'm like, babe, go on.
Babe.
It's wicked.
Do we know? There's not much that we know about Sims as a fan base because everyone's focusing on Da Costa. What's the deal with him?
So Sims is a guy who basically fell out of single seaters. Not
literally.
But really
Fell out.
He's got seatbelts and everything, so it's actually quite difficult. He stopped single seaters. It was his own choice when he was on the F1 ladder a few years ago because he basically decided he was fed up of spending his parents' money. So he decided to try and become a professional racing driver in other disciplines, which is how he got. It's how he became a BMW factory driver, which has got him back into Formula E. So
there's different routes into it.
Yeah, absolutely. So what goes around comes around.
Wow, that's incredible. Must really been enjoying himself.
Pat on your back.
Let's go back to the commentary with Dario and, of course, Jack.
Degrassi. So let's see what these Envision Virgin cars can do as they try and get back into a podium spot.
And they've all got the same powertrain. They've all got the Audi powertrain. How aggressive will Robin French be going into turn one? Oh, bit of a late chop.
Wow, that was D'Ambrosio. A late move from Degrassi, chopped late by Jerome D'Ambrosio. The two of them nose to tail. That's really going to help Robin French. Here comes the Dutchman coming into the left-hander of turn 3. Not quite close enough, though.
But they've defended, Jack. Both the cars in front have defended, so French can possibly, the third car in line, can get a run out of turn 3. Nope, didn't make it happen.
But he's going to have the extra power coming into 4. That's Robin French we're looking back at now from on board with Lucas Degrassi.
He got a good run out of 5 through the kink in 6. Now he's lost a bit of space, but he's got to use that bit more energy to get past Lucas Degrassi.
Sam Bird has now run out of his first attack mode. Degrassi right up behind D'Ambrosio.
Surely this brings Vern
We've seen Jerome defend before.
He's
very good at defending. And he's doing that great job. He's not, that one chop was a bit borderline. Apart from that,
I think it's great that Friends and Bird are now in the pack together because they obviously both came up junior racing together. So there's definitely going to be some rivalries.
What I quite like about that little dynamic is they were title rivals and they weren't the best of friends, and now they're obviously in a completely different environment. So
they're teammates now.
You do wonder if, whenever they go out for dinner or something, you think, you remember 5-6 years ago where you, do you remember when you had me off that time?
Oh, had him off. No, absolutely. But I just think it's great because, I know Robin, and Robin he's such a grumpy Dutchman, isn't he? Yes. And then Bird, he's quite peppy. I think it's an interesting dynamic.
Yeah, exactly. And also, it's probably the first teammate that Sam's had that's actually the same sort of height as him.
Oh, we're here.
He probably massively enjoys that.
Degrassi's on board now. The camera angles. We're really lucky that we've got so many camera angles. It's the first time I've actually watched a race like this.
Yeah.
Normally, you're flyovers and you're sort of, I don't know, you're on Mars watching it. But here, this is proper racing. They're all close to each other.
Whose is that?
There's a bit of damage as well that we can see.
You've also got just a proper idea of just how close they run up to the wall through those chicanes. Absolutely, they smash the curb, and it's so close. But at the moment, I think the way, because D'Ambrosio is only just in front, if we could see the front of this, we'd see the Mahindra just in front of Lucas Degrassi's Audi. And this little pack is properly holding themselves up.
Look at this, man. He's literally riding his tail.
Oh,
Vern's climbing. He's right behind Bird.
Yeah.
Oh.
So he's got in front of the back of the
Just get on with it.
Vern's just overtaken Cheeto.
I can't watch.
So he's at the moment. Vern is pretty nailed on for a podium.
Right.
He's third minimum at this pace.
Wow. Incredible stuff. Well, let's hear from Saunders, who is still... I hear he's still trackside, am I right?
No, it always goes wrong when we talk to Saunders.
Yeah, yeah, something big always happens whenever we talk to Saunders. So,
Yeah, ready. I'm being casual deliberately.
No,
Saunders,
that's
how you
cool.
doing?
That's cool.
Saunders, how's it going down there?
You look casual.
It's going great. I'm casual. I'm hanging out by the side of a
Very casual delivery, mate.
whizzing past at high speeds, and on the contrary, making loud noises for all those haters. Silence the critics. It does make noise. It sounds bloody great.
Yeah.
Watch your language.
There we go. Apologies for the people that are offended by the use of language.
Saunders, are you enjoying yourself? Is it hot? Have you got your sun cream on?
I am massively enjoying myself, mainly because at this point in the race, what we're seeing here is how tightly packed everything is. And it just shows, like, this is how Formula E is. It gets to this point in the race, things start getting pretty tight, energy starts to drop on the car, and then overtakes happen, mistakes happen, and it all gets a little bit crazy. And that's the bit that we're coming very close to now, and I'm looking forward to it.
Yeah, we're basically to the last third of the race now, aren't we? Have you seen any of the drivers who aren't in the race anymore? I mean, there's 2 drivers who dropped out the very back there. 3 drivers dropped out the back. It's not looking great. Anyone particularly upset?
Yeah, so when I was walking over to the spot I'm in now, I did walk past someone who had a vague resemblance of Pascal Verlaine, which I think was when they had a little bit of an issue. But he's obviously been able to get on with his day.
Yeah, what else has he got on? He's going out to dinner tonight.
Oh, he's just
I think Bird's just overtaken Degrassi.
Go on, Steve. Go on.
Degrassi just lost 2 places to the Virgin boys. So both of them.
Stop talking. Thank you very much, Saunders. We'll see you again later. Something always happens whenever Saunders is...
Yeah, get Saunders on here.
Yeah.
D'Ambrosio's in attack mode now.
Oh, what a lad.
So I think it's the first time that he's used that. So D'Ambrosio a little bit behind the others.
Robin's pushing, though. The Virgin boys are moving up.
They need to get a move on because pretty soon they're going to have, well, they've got Jean-Eric Verne right behind
what we call the badminton squad in Moscow.
which is probably the worst thing you could have in your mirrors at this stage of the race, given that they especially Bird, who will now be looking in his mirrors thinking, hang on a second, you were facing the wrong way behind me in my mirrors at the start of the race. How are you right there? Here we were trying to work out how the hell this has happened.
And D'Ambrosio, like, he's a bit of an old school hero from the season 1, season 2.
Yeah, he's got he had this little mini run. It only happened twice, but he basically his Formula E wins came in races that Degrassi won, but was then excluded from. that's how D'Ambrosio won races in Formula E. But it's good to see him back up the front because he's had a couple of lean years, and switching to Mahindra, he seems to be picking up where Felix Rosenqvist left off last season.
He's had his vitamin C. He's moving.
Absolutely.
That is actually, vitamin C often affects the cars as well.
Do you think?
Yeah.
I think you're lying.
No, serious. Anyway, remember, you guys earlier set a competition for people watching out there.
Yeah.
And the question was, what is the top speed of a Formula E car in order to win 2 VIP tickets to your show?
Yeah, 70 max.
Yeah.
70 tops.
Yeah, that's not actually the top speed.
Oh, right.
Top speed is 174
Crikey.
per hour. Yeah. It's a lot faster than you've ever.
Tell Bird that.
Is that Verne?
Yeah.
Is that Verne?
Gonna move on.
No one's climbed up. Well, the winner of that competition was George Frith.
George,
one of your favourite names.
I was going to say, it's not George Mimi, that would be cheating.
Imagine if he did.
Imagine
if he didn't buy a ticket.
along.
Yeah.
Well done, George.
Yes, Verne's got Degrassi.
Verne's gone up.
Yes.
So now Verne's back behind Bird.
Although, I was going to say, Degrassi'd held him up quite a bit. He's 2 seconds off Bird now.
Yeah.
2 and a bit. He was less than a second.
It was less than a second before, wasn't it? You still confident he's going to make the top 3 here, Scott?
Yeah, I think so. I think the raw pace of that car is going to just... I don't think he'll make much more progress beyond that. I think the BMW guys might be out of reach, but there's just enough time for him to do that because the others are so close together.
So we are just going to run a little replay of that.
Ooh. Come on, Bird.
They've caught the BMWs up, by the way, guys, at home.
Here we go.
So strongly at the chicane, and then didn't really cover the inside at 11.
Maybe because he shortcut it and he thought, I've got to give it up anyway.
Turn 7, sorry, my apologies. There's the 2 leaders. Where's their lead gone?
I wonder because if those guys are running in attack mode, D'Ambrosio, Frains, Bird.
Yeah. Maybe,
just shows how big a difference. I mean, that lead has shrunk now to a second from 4.5.
Yeah. Oh, he's going to move up.
I think DaCosta's in energy trouble. So
Contact!
Chaos!
Oh my God! One goes off.
What?
That is crazy. What a flash!
This is what I was talking about.
Wasn't it?
Oh, that team will be livid.
This is what I was talking
They will be furious. Look at him dropping down there.
Oh my God.
Sims dropping down. He's gone into the side of the track. This does not bode well for those guys, does it? Look at him.
I'll tell you what.
Live with commentary. Let's find out more. One of these drivers has gone out.
DaCosta's out.
DaCosta out.
DaCosta's out.
Oh, he's livid.
So what? So Sims went to the outside.
Is he going to get out and lamp him?
He's going to be raging.
Out, sort of locked everything
Go
up.
on, son.
It's terrible.
Touched.
Knock him.
We'll get to see a replay, but
Yeah.
come on, guys.
Wow.
Crikey.
We've got a replay.
We've got a replay at home. Let's replay it for the guys on YouTube.
That's Sims.
So calm, Alexander Sims. Here
Out in
comes
first and second place.
Okay.
Sims going for the lead.
Up the inside goes
Go on,
Sims,
take
and
him out.
DaCosta's locked up.
What are you doing?
They hit each other. DaCosta's in the wall, and the lead is gone. What on earth has gone on?
What a nightmare.
Roger Griffiths cannot
Hate to say that I
believe what
flagged
he's
it, guys,
seeing.
but I
The team
said,
principal
don't aggressively
and the
race too much.
Intra team
What an
are in the
absolute nightmare.
Hey, could DaCosta not hear you in his earpiece, Laurence?
We're watching live pictures now.
That's a cardinal sin in motorsport.
Yeah.
Don't hit your teammate.
No.
I said
And in
this though. It
football.
was like we don't want another. Tatita boys got away with it
Yeah,
that
look at
time,
him.
and they had a little nudge.
That
and
shows
sort
how
of,
He's
lucky
in
they
sulk
were.
mode.
yeah, and now this time he's just binned it. Oh, I
got
feel
another
so
replay.
bad for him. He's going to be gutted. Look at that. He's just
What happened there, though? So what's happened?
They both locked up.
The problem. So basically, what you've got DaCosta.
It's just gone in hot.
They both locked it up
Because
coming
Sims
into
locks up, and then you
into
think, all right,
turn one.
DaCosta's got it, but then he
They
locks up
both
also
locked
and
it up.
takes them
Safety
both
car
round.
deployed.
Guys, come join me for the last few minutes.
It's a safety car now.
And that is going to tighten
Well,
things
I'm
up
on
as
the
well.
track.
Jerome
on me,
D'Ambrosio
come on.
still has attack
Well, this
mode
is
left.
significantly less
Says
comfortable
all
doing
auto
this.
car.
It
Yeah.
really is so much more
Parade in the
engaging.
attack
No,
mode
it's not. I feel
acquisition
like
It
into
looks more
Bird
engaging.
to
Yeah.
It's like you didn't get the benches in assembly and now you're sat on the
didn't it?
floor.
I feel like, yes.
Championship lead evaporated.
I can't believe that.
Just don't do that.
It's
So
just,
we've got the same.
Oh, look at him.
Look at him. He's furious.
Look at him.
Put
tears
himself
of
in
joy,
jail.
safety car deployed.
Oh,
Tears
he
of
must
joy
be
for
so upset
DaCosta
seeing his little
on
face.
the
Just
podium
wanna, like,
after
give him a
winning it.
Oh, do you know, he'll be
Adria.
absolutely
Safety cars.
fuming.
Tears,
Yeah,
yeah,
he will
but
be
there
fuming.
is going to be some
Yeah, exactly. There's a
feeling.
few people that still have it.
That's for sure.
I tell you what, those boys will either be in Munich or Indianapolis next week for a discussion with their
I
bosses.
dare you to speak to Roger Griffiths on the radio now.
Yeah.
Double dare you.
Oh, double
Race
dare.
director there,
Safety
Scott
car
Griffiths.
deployed.
You know him.
so-
He'll
so-
be furious, won't he?
Yeah, well,
neutralised,
so Roger has
and
been with that
everybody
team
will
from the
bunch
very
up. As you
beginning.
say,
He's had to
D'Ambrosio
deal
has
with
one
the time when that
attack
team was at the
mode
back of the
remaining.
grid.
He can deploy that
They've
behind the
won.
safety
They've
car.
won BMW's faith. That was the whole
And use it up
point
then,
of
or
this.
he
Is
can wait till
Andretti is
safety
running
cars
that
come
team,
in,
and then
but
in the
Fraser
second race, after
Bird,
winning the first
I'm
one, they've just
afraid
thrown away a 1-2 finish. So he's gonna be
relatively-
absolutely livid.
That must be the driver's fault, though. No one's told them to
Who's
do
got
that.
that?
No.
And they can
Oh,
use
yeah,
the
no, I
attack
can
mode
completely
there.
agree. But I
But the
don't
difficulty here,
understand
in
why
Saudi
they were
Arabia,
challenging, because DaCosta was clearly
you knew when
losing
the
a
safety
bit
car was
of
coming
losing
in,
more
so
energy
you
than
take
those
it
around
back.
him. That's why
Here
Sims
it's a
was
bit
able
of
to
a guess.
attack
So
in the
all the
braking
teams will
zone.
be
But they
watching
both pushed it
the
to the
TV
limit and
coverage
both
like the
locked
rest
up.
of
It
us.
was just
And when that looks like that
I
car is
would
clear,
have to see
they'll
one
say,
more
"Go
replay.
through
But
attack mode."
in
We
that
must be
situation,
coming in
ultimately the
this lap.
You're gonna
person
lose time
on
going into turn
Sims
three
moves
and
to the
through the middle of
outside and
turn
DaCosta
three
locks up on the
arming
inside. So it's
attack
his
mode.
it's his
But you gain
ultimately
time coming off,
DaCosta's
so
mistake
keep
on
the
the
car
inside.
straighter towards the exit.
Right, let's go live to Saunders, who's out in
places
Marrakesh.
gained.
This is
I bet
exclusive
for
on
Jerome
YouTube for you
D'Ambrosio.
guys. Saunders, what the hell is going on out there? You must have seen that. It's crazy.
DaCosta his
Oh, it just happened just after the corner that
Oh, you
I feel it's cost.
Yeah.
Not Saunders.
No, both.
And now there's a safety.
Oh,
I don't know if you guys are getting this at home as well, so we'll
got
get
it all.
Saunders back in just a second. He was giving us some really good weather report there. We can get another replay of this for you here, Scott. What's that saying to you?
Overcooked it.
So Sims goes to the outside and is really aggressive. So Sims, who's on the outside, so DaCosta runs into the wall because Sims has gone to the outside and braked really late, appeared on his inside, which has spooked DaCosta, who jumps on the brakes, locks up both wheels because he's on the dirty side of the track and he skates off into the wall. So it's initiated by Sims. It's initiated by Sims on the outside, but ultimately DaCosta on the inside, the corner's his. He doesn't need to be braking that late, so it's his error.
Put it this way, though. He doesn't need to do that, does he?
Exactly.
Sims does not need to do that.
He's going for the win, so.
Oh, we are back with Saunders.
Celebrating someone else's loss.
We'll be back with Saunders in just a second, I think. We're struggling to get him on a solid line. You know what Skype's like.
OK.
Oh, so Saunders, you are there?
Yeah!
Oh, he's back.
I mean, look at that. That is exactly what happens. end of the race, things go crazy, and that's just what happened. I can't believe the BMW Andretti, what's just happened. It happened just at the end of the straight here, right at the end, right far at the bottom. It's the Costa's car sitting there stationary at the moment. They've just thrown away a 1-2. Unbelievable.
Okay. Oh, well, this safety car is a complete nightmare because we've got like what, 4 minutes? No, 4 minutes and counting left of the race, and we've bunched everyone up. We're trying to conserve our energy, and now we're suddenly all back in a pack formation.
Exactly.
So until that, how long do you think it's going to be till the safety car is cleared?
Wait and see. I didn't see where the recovery was of the Costa's car, but this is basically this guarantees that every single person now will be able to go absolutely flat out to the end. So those poor people that have been working their way into a good position with good energy, that's irrelevant now. It's all flat out.
It is basically flat chat until you get somewhere.
And D'Ambrosio set for another inherited Formula E win at the moment.
Wow.
That's
good
very
thing.
true.
D'Ambrosio's got one attack mode left as well.
Oh, he's gone for it.
Let's lift the comms and hear it.
He just took it.
There you go.
So Sims is the odd one here.
Surely...
And it's 4 minutes, because also there's only 4 minutes left.
You can't overtake someone if you're taking a tackle either under safety.
4 minutes plus
No,
a lap.
no, you would take.
I'm guessing that means that the car's going off.
4 minutes of the race left, so they've got. They would have it now to the end. So take it now, and you don't lose. You don't have the disadvantage of taking it when everyone else is at racing speed. So it's. I don't know why Sims hasn't taken it. It doesn't make any sense. Yeah, Sims has got one left. That makes no sense.
He's lost his head.
Do you think Sims has just missed it? I mean, it does sound like there's poor communication between the team and the drivers there.
Very possibly. It could be that the team hasn't sort of clocked the strategy. It could be that Sims missed it or didn't respond to the instructions.
Do you think because the driver has to arm it themselves, don't they, before they then go through the zone?
Yes. So basically, ultimately, that is the team's decision to do that. But Sims could in theory override the team if he thinks, oh, hang on a second, this makes no sense. But ultimately, I think he's been involved in one incident that's infuriated his team. He's probably not going to push his luck too far.
Yeah.
The Costa is still not
We've all been in that
cleared.
position. Yeah.
He's still not cleared, and he's still very sad by the fences.
It's like Stephen said, he DeCosta his teammate the race there.
Yeah. We have got 2 minutes 30.
No, it's fine.
It would be a massive shame if the car's not cleared and this brilliant race ends under a safety.
Yeah. Oh.
There is a potential for a double podium for Virgin, though.
Bird there. Who'd have thought at the beginning of this race that Bird would be the guy? I mean, we thought all this, I guess, action and drama has sort of slowed down Vern, hasn't it?
It is.
Yeah, exactly. This is what sort of. I now feel stupid for saying that Vern was going to finish on the podium.
I knew it.
Well,
in my defence, I didn't think that the two BMW drivers would commit racing Armageddon. So
yeah, an amateur will often upstage a professional.
Wow, I
That's
can't
me.
believe that's happened.
Get in, man.
This could actually be it, guys, is what we're being told. There's 1 minute left. Vern's not going to... Yeah, Jev's not going anywhere. Bird, he's locked in, it seems, Stephen.
So again, D'Ambrosio's inherited a win. Would you say?
This is Bird's third podium.
Yeah.
at least this one he'll actually win on track.
Yeah.
He's won afterwards when DeGrassi
Oh wait, I've cleared it though.
Yeah.
Okay, so are we moving? Oh.
So that's on Sims.
Nah,
Fast,
that part
fast,
is yes, but
final
depends
lap.
No, but it depends what the team
I'd
said.
love to be the
And Alexander
safety
Sims
car.
goes for the tap.
Now Sims has gone through, so it was definitely a mess up the first time. Either that or he didn't know that everyone else was going to.
So they'll be taking that now because otherwise they'll finish the race without using both attacks. Even though he won't be able to use it to gain a position or anything like that, he's done that to protect himself from being binned at the end of the race for not going through the attack zone twice.
Wow.
So every driver has to go through attack
Yeah, so you have to use them basically.
Wow.
Yeah, I was going to say, because if it was so far off the racing line, everyone would just bin it off, wouldn't
Exactly,
they? They'd be like, nah, not doing it.
So I think the way that they operate the system is
You can see that.
It's not pleasant.
I don't think they're doing that.
I think so.
Safety car.
Do you think Jerome's going to celebrate with a dance?
I
when's it
mean,
gonna
he
hit
may
the-
do.
I think we're gonna.
Okay, sound.
We might if they. I'm just trying to figure it out. If they get across the line now before the clock ticks to 0, I don't think they're going to.
No, they're not, are they?
Oh, no.
I think we're going to
Look at
finish
this.
behind the
What a
safety car here,
shame.
you know.
It's temporary.
Unless
What
they
a
can
shame.
go now.
Oh.
Yeah, but they're...
So are they initiating?
Safety car in the slack.
Yeah.
One more lap. One more lap.
One more lap.
One more lap.
We're going to get a lap.
Stop
Go on,
clock is
gang.
right.
Okay.
Let's see. Surely the track is now
Safety
clear.
car comes in.
Okay.
One lap. One lap
One more
shootout.
lap.
This is the final lap for sure.
Come on, Bird.
This is going to be a mess.
One lap sprint to the
Right.
flag.
Right,
Everybody
then.
backed
So
up.
Sims is-
D'Ambrosio's about to...
Right,
Everybody's up for it. Let's go.
It's about to start the final
they
lap,
want
and
to
he'll be the
start.
only
Bird, surely.
driver.
Sims has attack mode.
Attack
Sims has
mode.
attack mode.
Hamilton's doing, but he's the guy to
Wow,
go.
everyone's going crazy
Oh,
at this
we
point.
got it. The
Okay.
final
Defend yourself,
lap for the
Bird.
Marrakesh E-Prix begins. Jerome
Protect
D'Ambrosio
your
leading.
wings, Bird.
France in second. Bird in third.
So Sims is going for Bird.
Go on, take it out as well.
No, we better
Robin
move.
France into turn one.
They've just got to
Managed
hold
to
it
get it
down
stopped.
now.
Sims had to
Hold
commit to
it
the
down.
inside, Jack, and he didn't do it. Look at the damage to the
Here
diffuser
he
of the
goes.
car in front.
Trying to go one way, trying to go the other way around.
That's
So
awesome.
Bird looks to the outside.
Take yourself,
Is it able to
Bird.
do it
Yes,
there
Bird.
either?
Go on, Bird.
Yeah.
I'm in there for you, Sam.
The problem is Bird's going to be a sitting duck when we get to the next straight. So
Right.
Right.
Oh,
Okay.
there he is. Right, already, yeah.
Hit him, Bird.
Now the cutback and then down into seventh.
They are nudging each
Good
other.
chance to get into 7, Jack, but then he's got to try and get France into 11, which is...
Come on,
Degrassi
Bird.
as well is in the same
Flat out
situation.
racing.
but
Yeah,
he's
that's
got
too
one
far
back.
behind.
Now
That's
he's
okay.
got Sims to
Come
the
on,
outside. This went well
There we
last
go.
time, didn't it?
Oh,
Good
good
France into turn
Oh,
seven.
yes,
Still
well
tagging
done.
it.
Very good defending.
Defensively
Good
right,
stuff.
beautifully. Robin France
What's
is
going
really
on?
close to D'Ambrosio.
Green.
There's two more corners, three more corners, I should say.
Just
to go
three
on
more,
the
Bird.
circuit.
Robin
He's
is
locked
such
up
a good
somewhere,
driver.
Bird.
No,
Come on,
Bird.
but it's
D'Ambrosio
close
just
to
backed that
the lead.
right off on the
Control
apex.
breaks. Getting
Last
away from
lap.
D'Ambrosio.
Just behave
to take his
yourselves, lads.
first Formula E victory.
This is
Will
it, boys.
D'Ambrosio
This is the-
pick up his third?
This is the money point right here. He's going to
Go on,
defend
Robin.
Come
all
on,
the
Robin.
way
Yeah,
in.
Send it.
come on, Robin.
And he gets it
It's that
stopped.
Sims hasn't done it either.
Sims.
DTM like driving style, you know, where he's just like,
D'Ambrosio. He's got one. He's just done it.
Unbelievable.
Amazing.
No, that was what a race. What a great finish to the race. That is what you're likely to see on Formula E. Incredible stuff.
Bird.
Look at Happy Mahindra. That's fantastic.
Go on.
little bag.
That was great.
Loving it.
Well done to those guys. They've got to be very, very happy there. Really good.
That was a fab race.
Great finish to the race. A lot of drama in there as well. We'll be going all over that in the next couple of minutes with you guys. Scott, are you happy?
Well, not if I'm the one that has to go over it.
No, right, okay, sorry. Yeah, it will be a problem. It's seriously, though,
That's incredible. Like, I mean, anyone, if you've just tuned in for the first time, that's your first ever Formula E race that you watch. They're all like that.
Yeah.
Honest.
No, they are.
One lap thrillers at the end.
But a lot of them do have at least a couple of points of drama in the race. We just didn't expect the 1-2 to mess up in such a bad way.
I think that is honestly just.
I think we can listen to Jerome's team radio.
Okay, D'Ambrosio.
We are told we can listen to Jerome.
Oh, we listen. Can we hear?
Can we hear him in a second?
Oh, he's going to be. He's laughing.
He must be top of the
Doing a
championship
little.
now.
He'll be doing a little donut the whole lot.
There you go.
Go on, fella.
So, Scott.
Still a little quiet in there.
Oh, look, donut, told you. He's going to do a little donut.
Beautiful.
Go on, my son. That would be my part of all of this.
Yeah, the
Do that
donuts is
bit.
what you want.
Exactly.
I can understand that.
Scott, that is a busy race. Lots of stuff happened there. What is your overriding analysis of what happened?
Well, that's one of the most hectic Formula E races I've ever seen.
Oh, okay.
Just astonishing. And I've never seen a one-lap shootout before. I don't think that's ever happened in Formula E. We've had late safety cars and safety cars coming in with a few laps to go, but nothing like that. And especially when it comes after two teammates wreck each other's races, that's just phenomenal.
I'm gutted. I'm genuinely gutted because I was rooting for Da Costa, and you can see he was on it. He was having a great time out there.
Whoa,
And
look at that!
Whoa, everyone
I want to be there.
They're all doing their little dances.
Get
in the garage,
Saunders in
aren't
there.
they?
He will be.
I just think I'm sad for him. I'm really, and I'd love to be privy to that conversation when the two boys are sat down, and the team principal was like, "What the?"
That team
happened?
debrief is going to be intense.
Yeah.
D'Ambrosio is loving life right now, isn't it?
Whereas that team debrief is going to be
That's going to be a good one.
That'll be fun. Although, penny for Pascal Wehrlein's thoughts right now, obviously.
And Massa as well. We were talking before. You're a big fan of Massa, and it took him 57 races to get to anywhere near a podium in his previous life.
Yeah.
So I think he's been humbled a little bit by the old Formula E driving. Because where is he?
Would you put that down to the Venturi or him?
Well, Eduardo Mortara made a slightly better fist of it, so I think it's a combination. The Venturi's clearly not on the same level as the BMW or the DS Techeetah, but I think Felipe's probably still adapting. Don't forget he didn't come to Formula E as, you know, from his peak as an F1 driver, and also he came after a bit of an absence from the driving seat as well, so he's probably still a little bit rusty.
Yeah, he's a has-been.
He needs to get out there in the old electric go-karts.
The Michael Carrick of racing.
It is pretty exciting. I mean, you can that experience, though, you'd imagine over time that might play out. It's a long season, isn't it? 13 races overall. So
get back up to speed.
Yeah, you never know.
The cars are just so different, though, you know? That feedback that you're so used to when you're driving an ICE engine to then going to electric it's just two worlds apart. Yeah. Suddenly you're hearing, like a lot of people are used to hearing it and driving with what they're hearing almost. To go into like, oh no, I'm doing 130 into a corner because you can't hear it. It's insane.
That's exciting, though. That must be great as a driver to have to completely change at one point. Look at how happy the Mahindra guys are. Absolutely fantastic stuff. We've got a replay of D'Ambrosio crossing the line with his team radio. Let's hear this.
So a great performance there. In fact, Jerome, this is the first time you've won a race, like, on the track.
Oh.
Go on, fella.
Yes! Correct.
He's going to wear out the tyres.
And it seems like it feels a little better than winning it after a disqualification.
That's right, which he did twice, both due to a disqualification of the same driver, Lucas de Grassi.
In the same
they rolled out
city.
these hats last year.
Mexico City.
In Mexico City.
They love it.
Well, there's Jerome
They're very proud, aren't they?
Yeah, very
I like that, though.
passionate.
Are these
team.
hats a team thing?
It's what they did last year, Mahindra, at the Marrakesh race, because Felix Rosenqvist won here last year. So it's basically they're a very vibrant team, Mahindra, and Dilbag Gill, the team principal you saw there, is also an equally vibrant person.
He's a good character as well, isn't he?
Absolutely.
Here's the replay.
Wow, look at that.
I thought he'd thrown it away there. He's so close.
Nipping.
It's amazing how close they can get, isn't it? Like,
I'm happy. The Virgins were quick. Do you know, I'm very impressed with Robin this race. He's really brought it back, like, from round one when I was watching and was like, OK, he's driving aggressively, but he's really brought it to the table here.
Yeah, he's also not let his head drop after Sam was the guy that got the pole and that. But
nice.
What's really impressive as well from Virgin, second and third for those guys, Works Audi team, 7th and 10th. And the Virgin is a customer.
Donut boy, go on.
Check that out.
Amazing reactions, though, from the team there. That's exactly why you want to do this kind of racing.
Yeah.
And the donuts there looks so satisfying, right?
No.
Well, boys, what did you think of the entire race? Like, exciting?
You get an extra point for that, don't you? Yeah, who was
Not anymore, no.
Oh, yeah, I thought it was still in points.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was a great race. Fantastic.
You ever celebrated anything? Have you ever felt that way that you think these guys feel?
When we beat the F2 in the prelims for the Wembley Cup, I felt that way, and I did nothing.
Sport is one of the only things I think that can bring that kind of emotion out of people.
I still feel a bit sad for Da Costa.
Yeah.
The way he just stared at that car.
Yeah, he was there for a good 10 minutes.
Yeah. Not a good 10 minutes, mate.
No.
We've got D'Ambrosio here live. See what he's saying.
Nicky.
Go on.
Last year's been tough. We have had some tough moments last year, and having the support of all these people and Dilbag giving me a ride this year, I'm happy, and I'm happy I can pay the team back like this.
Absolutely, and I mean, this is the first time you will actually be on the top step of the podium, because in your other two wins, it's come when Lucas de Grassi has been disqualified.
This is a real win, so I'm really happy. I fought hard for it.
Keep making them
and God, nothing to say. Thank you, thanks everyone.
Well, congratulations. Go and enjoy those celebrations. Jerome D'Ambrosio, race winner here in Marrakesh.
I feel like that's a little bit unfair. I know Nicky's a consummate professional. She's not going to be trying to undermine him. But the point is, this is his first big win, the first actual win.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, definitely. And the good thing is, Jerome's the sort of guy. He's honest. You heard him there. You heard him when he came over the line. Like they said on the commentary, they said, Jerome, then this is your first win on the road, and that's why he was shouting, correct, correct. Who celebrates by saying that word?
Who shouts correct?
Yeah, that's the thing. He knows that that's his first proper win, and he's honest enough to go. Do you know those previous two? They weren't real. I didn't take the flag first. I didn't get to celebrate on the podium as the #1 guy. But this is his. It doesn't matter that the two in front of him wipe themselves out on track, because ultimately he still won it on the road.
Well, it's not even like they'd let him forget it, even if he didn't think that, guys.
Yeah. Although to be fair as well, if you're him, you probably do want people to know that is your first real podium.
Yeah.
It feels like that real achievement. Sam Bird's done really well there.
You know what? I gave him a lot of stick, and then, especially on that last lap, the way he defended himself.
He built a nest with it.
That's so true.
Yeah.
That's so true. And he went, nay, you're not getting my eggs.
Yeah. Sorry, go on though. Finished in third. That's quite exciting.
Yeah, third consecutive podium in Morocco.
Yeah.
Well done, Bird.
Yeah. I've got to say I'm proud of him there.
Does that put D'Ambrosio top of the standings now?
I would imagine so, because obviously Verne didn't make much progress. So yeah, it should be D'Ambrosio on top.
Wow. So another really influential race on the title. We'll see that a lot early on. Apparently we have Saunders ready out there in Marrakesh. Saunders, where are you?
There he is.
Oh, he's getting ready, I'm told. Saunders, ready? How you doing, Saunders?
His lips are moving, but nothing's coming out.
His lips are moving, but his mic's gone, I'm told.
His mic's gone.
Oh, no.
I'll tell you what, Saunders was flawless in the first race. In this second race, Saunders has been fantastic again, but our technical links to him have let him down at times. We will get him back for the next race, I promise you guys, because I know how many people at home said, I love Saunders.
We all love Saunders.
We all love Saunders. Everyone loves
Save
Saunders. Yeah, yeah. You can't help. Sometimes you've got to go to the satellite, come back, you know, it's tricky like that. Anyway, you can see the drivers making their way to the podium. This is another thing that I love about the podiums, is everyone around the whole track just rushes to the podium and makes a massive time of it. It's pretty amazing when you're there.
They're incredible. I don't think there are other championships that have podiums quite like this. When they've done races in Punta del Este, the podium's been like, right, because the track in Punta was always on the beach. And the podium ceremony would be on the beach.
No way.
All of the fans would just crowd it. The Mexico City one is in front of this huge stadium where they've got a DJ playing in the background.
Yeah,
It's just,
I've seen that.
Honestly, they make a proper festival out of this part, which is awesome because it means everyone else can get involved in the celebration of the race.
Paris was good.
There's a great atmosphere, isn't there, around it? Exciting. Exciting stuff.
It's just good to be a part of it, and it's good that we can bring it on a new platform as well on YouTube. If you guys haven't already hit the subscribe button, go hit subscribe down there. You can catch up with us in the next race as well. We'll be out there in Santiago with those guys. Let's listen in to this interview. Let's see what Sam Bird has to say.
Hope he doesn't mention me.
Hope he doesn't mention me, says Stephen. Can you fade it up? Anyone there? OK, apparently I'm told that we can just see Sam, not hear him.
Right, great. He's a good-looking man, though.
He is a good-looking guy. He's got a very strong jawline. Yeah. Yeah, something that you relate to, Stephen.
No.
Right. Let's go over to the simulator for... well, I actually kind of want to wait for the... well, the actual the podium in the end, and then we'll go over to the simulator.
I feel like Robin's in second. I can imagine him now just being like, yeah, it was all right. Should have done better.
Just look a little bit miserable.
But he is like that. He could be the most happiest man in the world. He's like, yeah, I just won. And that would be it.
Isn't that... You want a driver to be quite zen, though, don't you? You want a driver to be, like, quite calm.
No. I think they should have some real, like, You have to have a bit of, like,
there's
fire.
enough boring drivers going around.
Exactly.
The world, isn't there?
Do you know what? Like, exactly. You want a bit of fire when you're talking to him.
I'll tell you what. Speaking about fire, let's look at the crucial moment which, broke the BMW team's race. Here we go. Replay of...
I don't even want to see this.
You can see on the small screen up there that Sims...
Look at that.
Right alongside Da Costa, and Da Costa must be furious because even though you say that his reaction was not great, what Sims did, to me, feels unreasonable.
I just think like
he's got every right to take.
You can force the issue, and the other thing is, all he's doing is forcing the issue on the outside. He's not throwing a late lunge down the inside that forces Da Costa off the road.
But why force the issue? You've got the 1-2
because he wants to win.
Yeah, but don't be. You've got a 2, and you've got a good team.
What I can say is that Sims is one of the guys on the grid that I know better than most, and if he's had a firm instruction from the team, you're not to attack, you hold position to the end, there's no way he's doing that. Sims is basically as good as gold. He's as good an egg as you can be as a racing driver. So they must have had a blank sheet of paper to go for the win.
I've just been told that we've got Saunders back. He's up and running. Saunders? There he is. God, Saunders, can you hear us?
Saunders?
Is he working?
Yes, yes, Saunders!
The left one.
Use the right one. The left one.
one, Saunders.
Take this one. Is this the one you can hear?
Oh, God.
Yeah, we can hear you. We can hear you.
Great stuff. Okay, so I'm at the podium. There's a crowd staying here. They're getting ready. Jerome D'Ambrosio is actually just over there. You can see the fez along the top of the crowd line. But I think I've experienced quite a lot of Formula E podiums since doing this. I think this might be the craziest one yet because Jerome has been waiting for this moment for so long. There's going to be confetti, champagne everywhere. I expect to probably throw this shirt out when I get home because it's going to be covered in champagne.
You own a washing machine, don't you, Saunders? Don't answer that. Anyway, the drivers must be in good spirits right now, though, right? Because this was a fantastic race. This is what really shows what Formula E is all about.
Massively, massively. This is a great picture, a great shop window for what Formula E can offer a fan. Complete, utter action from start to finish, where you think it's going to go one way and suddenly, bang, it changes and the whole thing has changed.
And what was the crowd reaction like to all of the big incidents in the race? I mean, you were so close to them. How did the crowd react to things like obviously the front two crashing out?
Well, first of all, when Sam Bird went wide to make the BMWs go ahead, there was like this sort of ooh moment that came straight from the grandstand. But then when Antonio went out, it was sort of like this horrible sound of disappointment. Like, he's kind of a fan favourite, Antonio. There's a lot of people that like him. They want to see him do well. And he just, as he hit into the wall, it was just like, oh no, including myself. I was gutted for him. Gutted for BMW, who have worked a lot, have worked very hard to get to the point they're in now. So yeah.
Saunders, honestly, if you see Da Costa, please give him a squeeze from me because I just feel so bad for him. I think he's going to be really, the Drift Queen is going to be really upset. He's not going to have enjoyed that.
I will do. I'll make sure that I send you viewer cards and I'll give him an extra hug as well. But a great result for Dembozo. You got to be. I mean, I'm so thrilled for him. I'm absolutely chuffed for him.
That's the first and second race of the season. He's on the podium, so he's obviously he's been eating his Weetabix over the off season.
Exactly. Like Mahindra are doing something right. You know, they had a podium in the last race, they've won this race. Now all they need is Pascal Verlaine to maybe get a bit more fortune and have a good luck in the next race. But maybe we should we talk to someone in the crowd?
If we can.
Let's have a talk to someone in the crowd. Does anyone want to talk on the YouTube live stream? They don't want to talk. This is like Antonio Finiscos for the first race all over again.
Try and get someone that can speak English, babe.
Should I just shout? Does anyone want to be on the live stream?
Just do it.
Imagine burning cage just pops up out of nowhere.
Oh wait, Dilbag. Mahindra is coming up onto the podium. This is Dilbag. He's the team principal of Mahindra.
This kind of rubs it in the room.
I just feel like...
Oh, there's the Michelin man.
I feel like we're going to see Saunders like crowd surfing out, like, thank you very much, bye.
Oh, look at that. That's lovely.
Thanks, guys. Enjoy.
Saunders, thank you so much. You've been so good in this race. Very patient with us. Give him a follow. He's fantastic.
He's great, isn't he, old Saunders?
Yeah, he really is.
He's got a good vibe to him.
Yeah, he's absolutely fantastic. I'm hoping we're going to see Liz Hurley.
A lot of rich men in sunglasses there.
As we see these shots of the podium, do you remember when we were out in Paris, the podium was explosive as well? It was very impressive.
Yes, it was. I like how the drivers come through the crowd to get to the podium. It's a little bit more intimate than you'd usually see on any other series.
Yeah, it's nice, isn't it? The drivers do feel a lot closer to people.
It's a much more inclusive.
Yeah.
Oh, that's a nice trophy.
Like, I really think that. Like, you can get closer to the race, closer to the drivers, closer to the teams. You can even affect their race directly. Like, as a motorsport, this is the closest you can get to it.
Yeah, exactly. It's a lot more. Everything about it's just like denser. Everything's closer. It's all packed. It's like chaotic but cozy. It's kind of.
I like everyone's
Sam Bird,
don't they? Which is good.
Yes.
Yeah.
And all the drivers that take part. Here comes your boy Sam Bird, Stephen.
So proud.
I've never actually felt genuinely
taller than
upset
him.
for someone.
Yeah.
Really, you're not letting it go.
No, I'm not. I've never felt like that before.
Never felt like.
Yes.
Just like I feel bad for Da Costa. You can see it in his face. He's
really touched you in that moment, didn't it?
I need to stop going on about it.
No. I just find it interesting how someone can feel so much for a driver.
Because you know what, I've been in that position before. Like when you're like and you're so pumped up because you're leading, and then just something silly and something so stupid, which is completely out of your control almost, just takes that away from you, and that's you done.
Yeah.
And now that is the nature of racing, and it will always be the nature of racing. But I tell you what, it's heartbreaking, dude. Like, you know, you can be on it, like, it's your race from the traffic lights, and if someone pulls out in front of you and just stops it, it's like...
that must be really frustrating as well. But then obviously for other guys who have had, it seems like the consistent races in this race, the guys who have just stuck with it, and like I say, got to be in it to win it, have come through today.
And also you're going to have the flip side of that emotion and fairness in motorsport in a second when Ambrosio goes up.
Lose it.
And this must be a massive moment as well. Tell me a little bit, Scott, about the fact that it's a massive moment for someone like Alejandro Agag, who has obviously, he's built up to this moment. He's got one car for an entire race at this point. He's got the excitement of these races going back to back and being able to push the other one off the track, etc., etc. This is everything he's been working for years.
When Agag is probably going to be the happiest person to see two manufacturer cars take each other out.
Yeah.
Basically. He's going to be sitting there like thinking, oh, I've had Christmas Day again.
Yeah.
This is perfect for him.
Yeah.
And for those that don't actually know who Alejandro is, Scott, explain. He is the big man, the big boss.
Yeah, he's the guy who made it all happen. I spoke to so many people over my time in the Formula E paddock who said that anyone else had been in charge at that time. It didn't matter what momentum that the championship had behind it. Formula E would never have existed without Alejandro.
He's the G-man.
Right. Apparently we've got Saunders out there. Saunders, you're literally out there right now in the middle of it all. Are you crowd surfing?
You're going to see him crowd surfing, dude.
Very much so in the middle of it right now.
Big crowd
We've
surfing.
got the double Virgin guys on the podium right now. Jerome D'Ambrosio is literally about to come. Let's listen.
Oh, look at him.
Wow, look at that.
him.
That is incredible. What a reception for him.
Here he comes. I'm looking forward to the run. I'm expecting a run and a jump. I think it's going to be good.
Oh, yeah?
Here he comes.
It's not
Here he
gymnastics,
comes.
Saunders.
Come on, Jerome.
How pretty would you be if you just saw
I'll try.
Saunders like
I'll
just get in
try.
the way? Just like, ah!
Here we go.
Do a
Come on.
stunt. Do a stunt.
Yes, in.
Do a flip.
Hit the quad.
If he dabs, we're going.
I tried. Oh well. But yeah, I'm just buzzing about how happy he looks. He thoroughly deserves this. He's worked so hard over the last few years, so fair play to him. Get in there, Jerome. Well done.
Yeah, you've got to be very happy. Despite the fact he left you hanging, you've got to be very happy for him.
I'll catch up with him later and make sure I get a little high five for him. Then.
Yeah, you give him a little punch. That is great. Look at that.
Fella. Well in, fella.
You've got to be happy for it. You're very, very happy.
Come on, boys.
Well done, guys. That's fantastic work by all these drivers today. Alejandro will be happy, and of course, Jerome. There you go. Tell you what, the trophies are nice.
That's the governor of Marrakesh giving him his...
The gov.
Amazing stuff. Absolutely incredible stuff. Thrilled for Jerome D'Ambrosio. Fair play to Virgin. 2 places on the podium. That was well needed after a pretty disappointing race for them in the first outing of the season. Fair play. National anthem time. See you guys later.
Yeah, I know that you can't talk anymore. Thank you very much, Saunders.
What a boy, yeah.
Fantastic.
What would we do without him?
Really good guy. Now, while the national anthems are going on, because this is quite a quiet moment for all these guys, should we head over to the simulator?
Phenomenal, you go.
No pressure, Will. No
pressure, Will. No pressure at all. Now,
my leg's gone dead.
Oh, wow.
What did he say?
What? I said nothing.
Will's leg's gone dead. Now, Stephen, do you want to watch Will in it first, or do you want to try it out yourself?
I'm useless either way, so...
You know what?
I'll
You
go
go first. You go first, yeah. Do you want to give him a few tips, Will, as he's going
I'll
around?
probably sit in it this way,
Yeah?
so I can actually sit in it,
OK, that's fine.
good.
Now, just like the real drivers, remember at home you can win one of these real caps?
This is more streamlined if you turn it backwards.
Oh, thanks, Will, yeah.
Right, come on.
And that... How'd you get your feet on? Oh, there we go.
Right,
Sweet.
then.
Hiya.
What car are you picking? Am I going to pick?
What does Sam Bird drive?
Is there any chance you could actually put the real helmet
Oh
on?
my God!
I can't see out of that,
glued down,
Lawrence.
You can't lift it.
Oh, you can't see out of it.
You and your
That'll
comedy
help.
props.
That'll help.
What? Will
It'll
it?
be fine. He can still see out of it.
You can still see out of it.
Yeah, you'll be fine.
So you pick your
So-
car like this.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Which car would you like? Which team would you like to go with?
Oh, they all look the same to me.
OK, well that is terrible. Let's go for
Let's
Go for
a Techeetah.
Yeah, Techeetah like that. OK, so there we go.
Yeah.
Right, now we've picked it. Now we've just got to wait for it to come up. Are you sure you don't want to take the helmet because you want to be safe in these?
I'm good, thank you.
OK, sure, mate.
And this one's the accelerator.
And go!
Oh, we're off. We're off.
And we go green
Flying
in Marrakesh.
Right.
Okay.
And London.
Break,
One race ends, the other begins.
Yes.
Oh, mate.
nice.
Go on.
King.
Nice.
Yes.
King of it.
No, you've held it.
You drifted really well there.
Will.
What do I do, mate?
Go. You got
Keep
it.
going. You're just doing really well. Watch the maps.
Yeah,
good.
this is
Stay on the
not
right-
fun.
Stay on the
I said to you,
right-hand
Stephen,
side of
hit the
track.
side.
All right, I'm gonna have to hit the brake.
Hit the brake.
Yeah.
Good luck.
Okay.
Oh my.
Sorry.
It's all right at this.
Done well. It's a shame you can't hit attack mode in this. Stephen, you're doing a great job. Don't let that sun go in your eyes.
Yeah, don't look at this either.
Oh,
Christ. I said don't look at it.
All right, go.
I said don't look at it.
Oh, come on, Christine.
Oh,
Okay.
yeah.
Oh my. Oh
He's
my
trying to drift the
God.
whole thing.
You got to be steady.
I am not
Steady.
steady.
Tense these arms here, you know.
Break.
Don't tense them, Stephen.
Tense them.
Don't tense them, mate.
Oh, Will, you've got to direct me, mate. I'm useless at this.
Off the post.
Left.
Just to be clear, anyone who's just tuned in, there's a proper podium happening in Marrakesh. Everyone's looking extremely happy.
How
am I supposed to do that?
Not so much.
And Stephen Tries is throwing a car around a simulated track in Marrakesh. It's fantastic.
This was set up to destroy my confidence.
Only on YouTube.
I'll forever ride the comfy bus. Which way is it? Left?
Brake and left!
Oh, he's done the overflow.
I don't think you're gonna get on the podium.
That's fine.
That's fine.
I'm
Left,
happy
pull the
here.
left. Oh
Pull the
no.
left.
Right. Reverse, yeah.
Reverse.
Accelerator down.
Oh, this is
And
not
now go
entertainment
forward.
anymore.
Yeah. Yeah, you got it.
And now go forward.
There
yeah.
you go. And
This
then,
is definitely
then
a
you
break.
gotta
And
go
then
right.
turn.
I feel like I'm just off-roading it. I might just go see around Morocco.
Yeah, sure.
What's good?
Right,
Anyone
right,
for cuckoo? That's couscous to air.
Wow, look at those magnificent shots. Will, look at that. That's incredible.
Why am I doing this? What's going on? This is actually good, and I'm just making a tit of myself. I'm calling an Uber. I'm not having that.
Stephen, thank you so much. Good to see you. I'll get that. Don't worry about that.
I'll
Yeah,
get that.
I'll get that.
I'll get that.
Stitch up.
That, and then that, and then that, and then that. Okay.
Okay.
Will,
Well,
sit
that's what
in.
he's
Well,
doing.
Amazing shots there from Marrakesh.
What?
Absolutely
What?
incredible. You sure you don't want the helmet, Will?
What? I don't want the helmet.
I
Sure,
feel
fair
like he
enough.
needs the helmet because he's had loads
Shut up,
of
man. Shut
he's
up.
had
It's
loads
fine.
of
Won't fit
practice
me.
laps.
That's all I'm
I've
told.
had no practice laps.
I've had no practice laps.
Don't mock your accent, right? Just don't mock mine.
Don't mock mine. Oh, it's
Don't
fine.
mock my accent.
Right.
Okay. 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 Now you pick that with a red, and now you can pick your car. So what are
Yeah,
you
you know
going to
what,
go for?
Vern? Right, me and you are boys.
Okay, fair enough.
Well, we weren't because he let us down, but you know.
You know what? He climbed as far as he could.
Well,
got this,
not
Will.
far enough, was
I
it?
feel like an old lady saying this, but I think you need some new jeans.
Nah, I like you. Right, Will, you've been setting some pretty good times on this so far, so let's see what your racing line is like
Yeah.
around the track.
Okay. All
That's
right.
good. That's good.
Yeah.
That's
yeah.
good.
Very nice.
It's all right.
No
That's
pressure.
nice.
No pressure.
at
I
all.
can't lie, I'm feeling it now.
What was your time? 1:30.
1:23.
And your time?
I mean, I don't know. I can't remember.
It was definitely a little
Yeah,
off that, wasn't
well,
it? Only a little. Wow,
But
Will,
Will's
wasn't
wasn't
great.
a standing start though,
Okay.
so obviously, you know, if you've had a few hot laps, Will, it doesn't count.
Yeah.
You getting on all right there, though, yeah?
Yeah, I'm fine.
Yeah,
I'm
everything
just
good.
focusing.
Yeah, good. Yeah, all good.
Right.
Yeah, everything fine.
Oh, I
Hey,
can take
look at that.
fast enough.
Yeah, this is like this is
It's
in-car
fine,
ventilation.
It's fine. It's
yeah.
fine.
Yeah. I mean, look, don't go too
Oh,
hot.
I've broken way too
Yeah,
early.
mate, that is.
Sorry, mate.
There we go.
There we go. Fine.
Oh, he went that way, so he crashed into
lefter,
the wall.
left-hander,
That's
left-hander.
Smart.
That's what I should have done.
Happen. Burk, burk. Left.
Oh, you can see where the...
Oh,
It's all right. It's all right. It's all right. It
Saved
could've been
it,
worse.
saved
Could've been
it.
worse.
Not bad,
Saved
Will.
it.
You've actually done pretty well here so
Yeah.
far. I mean, you've
No.
got further around the track than Stephen did.
Yeah, I'd give it up.
You guys are wearing matching trainers, by the way, aren't you?
Yeah, we are.
You didn't have to point that out, but Jesus.
But I was
Oh, can we?
You've done that's a
bring that
great
right?
little corner there.
Yeah, I was-
Thank you.
Here we go again.
take a right-hander.
Here we go again.
I've gone a bit wide, but it's all right.
That's
It's all right.
okay.
It's all right. Okay.
Keep going right the way to the end. What time can you set
he's
on
not
this?
gonna stop
1:24 points.
0.7. Okay.
7. Not bad, Will. Not bad at all. I'm proud of you, actually.
Yeah?
You've done really well
All right,
then.
cheers.
Well
Scott,
done.
Scott, are you any good at simulators? Are you any good?
Whoa,
Oh no.
And remember, anyone who's watching at home, you can play that on Real Racing 3, which is downloadable on your mobile phone as well. Apparently, loads of people's kids and all sorts of people have been playing
I
it.
won't
so
be doing that.
yeah.
Now you work there.
Other people will be there.
Yeah.
As we come towards the end of the show, let's go through the race results. Now, Scott, I'm interested to hear from you, and of course you as well on this one, Becky. Any of these guys in the top 3, who's most likely to sort of be challenging for a championship in there?
I think the best bit about that result for me is the absence of a champion at the front, because that to me shows the strength and depth that Formula E's got, and it also shows how interesting this season is that we don't have that. I mean, you can say obviously Vern would have been up there without what happened at the first corner, but I think it's interesting that you've got an opportunity here for the other guys to establish themselves. So I don't know, maybe we'll see one. It would be amazing if one of the Virgin guys could go on and do something, because obviously as a customer team, that's sort of what Techeetah did last year.
Yeah.
I got some faith in the Virgin boys, you know.
Yeah,
definitely.
It's a very good partnership, isn't it?
Right, like Robin has got such a his driving style is very much your DTM. It's aggressive and it's forward thinking.
Have you ever seen the clip of him in Putrajaya Formula E Season 2 when he hit the wall, broke his suspension 2 laps from the end, drove the car crabbing.
Yeah.
The last 2 laps, finished on the podium.
Well, there you go. That's the sort of driver that he is. He just gets shit done. Absolutely.
Yeah. It is going to be pretty incredible. There's only 2 weeks until the next race. Santiago is our destination for this. Pretty exciting stuff. Chile. I've never been.
No, I haven't.
Chile.
Like Chile.
Hey.
People say Chile, apparently.
Is it Chile?
Yeah,
I thought it was Chile.
We'll find out. It's an exciting time.
Uneducated.
Let's see what is in store for us over there.
Jean-Eric Verne wins in Chile and the first ever 1-2 in Formula E history.
26th of January, that one. That one's a pretty exciting. It's big, big, big day. True Geordie's birthday.
Is it?
Yeah, we'll be back here on YouTube Voltage, live here. So if you haven't already hit subscribe and you don't have your notifications on, go down there, do that right now. You don't even need to leave the video. What did you guys think of your first Formula E studio experience?
A great time. It was really good fun. Thank you for having us.
Yeah,
The race was incredible, to be fair.
yeah,
45 minutes went very quickly as well.
yeah. Yeah, the 45 minutes goes by so fast, doesn't it?
No, yeah, especially when you've got a race like that where you can't pay attention to one thing because when you're watching one thing, 10 other things are happening.
Yeah, Scott, it's been fantastic to have you as well.
No, thanks for having me.
Scott Mitchell.
You've given Becky someone to actually talk to you about cars in the studio.
Exactly.
It really is.
So, guys, are you going to be coming to any other Formula E races?
I mean, if I'm getting invited, if we're allowed back.
Ooh.
Yeah.
Definitely.
You just want to go to Morocco, don't you?
May see you coming.
Monaco. But close.
Same place.
Yeah. Good stuff.
It's been great.
It is. Yeah, it has been fantastic. It's been good to sit down with you guys and just watch a bit of a race. I look forward to seeing you in Monaco. I really want to see you in like a smoking jacket and a cravat. I mean, you're allowed to go. I don't know if I'll take
your own accord.
Yeah, You're right. I could. Someone take us to Monaco.
Especially with your money,
man.
Yeah, someone in the gallery.
Yep.
Yeah.
Well, thank you to everyone that sent in your questions, your comments, just really interacted with us. I'm sorry if we didn't get back to all of you, but, you know, next time, definitely get back.
Of course, we want to hear your feedback as well at FE Voltage, and of course, hashtag FE Voltage. In the comments below, you can let us know what you want to see on this stream, and of course, everything else that you want to hear about Formula E. Hit us up on all the social media channels, and we'll see you again in 2 weeks' time on the 26th.
Yeah.
Bye-bye.
Ciao.